Do you see, you pitiful heroes? Your efforts are useless. No matter how hard you struggle and cry, your defeat is inevitable. When will you realize that your futile attempts to stop me will only lead to more destruction? Look around you. Streets cracked underfoot, cars bursting into flames, whole buildings brought to ruin. What you heroes fail to realize is that you contribute to this destruction more than we villains do. Who do we villains target? The big, the strong, the ones who flaunt their wealth and power with no regard for the consequences. But you heroes, you claim to protect the strong, but... Wait. No, that's not right. Where did I put my script? I think it's... Gah! Honey, how long have you been standing there? Stop laughing, it's embarrassing. Hey, there's nothing wrong with practicing a triumphant monologue, okay? I know those heroes have always defeated me in the past, but this time I'll win. I know you would have helped me practice, but it can't get embarrassing, okay? I want you to think I'm cool, and it doesn't look cool if I stutter during my monologue. So... These little guys have been serving as the defeated heroes for now. Look, I even made Mr. Ducky here a Triton mask. Of course I'm going to be able to take them down this time. You saw the plans, right? Look how cool this thing is. With a single zap, I'll take away the powers of any superhero and store it in this container here. I've always tested it many times without their powers. Heroes are basically useless. Do you like it? I've been practicing my villain laugh. But anyway, now, even the elements can't stop me. That annoying thorn in my side of a hero team. Especially Triton. I still remember how you got swept up in that tidal wave he created, you know? I'll avenge the outfit you were wearing that day. Huh? You have a report for me about the elements team? What is it? Did they find this place? Get to the ancient relic I was planning to steal before I did? Oh wait, please don't be nervous, darling. You know that I won't be mad at you for being the bearer of bad news. Huh? Their base was destroyed. By whom? Was it another villain? Where are they now? Do you know? All of the statuses are confirmed except for Triton? Ugh! Curses! Ugh. If Triton's missing, then I'll have to put off my plan. I mean, I always wanted to get back at Cinders for burning our villain outfit, but I mostly wanted to defeat Triton. Oh, well. Still, why is Triton the only one missing? From your report, it seems like the base was bombed when he was the only one there. Wouldn't it have made more sense to cause that kind of carnage while all of them were there? An explosion of that size might have been enough to take them all at once. But then again, if they survive, that'll be quite the problem. Maybe the other villain behind the bombing was only after Triton. Ugh, what pain. So, anything else to report? Come closer. Okay. What is... Hey, unfair. You can't just kiss me out of the blue like that. It damages my image. Typhon the Destroyer, don't blush. Typhon is strong and terrifying. I'm too in love with you to protest it. No, you're more important than my image will ever be. What would I do without you, huh? My biggest fan and most loyal partner. You know, I still get worried when you join me in the field. I'd prefer it if you stayed safe in the background, safe and sound. But you and I are very alike. Just seems like neither of us can let each other get into danger, No, you're never going to go fight without me by your side. And I hope you'll always be by my side as well. Ah, right, my monologue. This script went through a ton of revisions, you know? It was peer-reviewed on the Villain Network and everything. Come to think of it, maybe I should comb through the Villain Network later and see if anybody claimed the attack on the Elemental space. But, back to the monologue. Oh, but I don't think you should be in the audience when I say all this. You'll be standing triumphantly at my side after all. So why don't you stand by my side? Come on, put on that intimidating villain persona that always manages to give me chills. Yes, there we go. Okay, let me get into mine. Do you see, you pitiful heroes? Your efforts are useless. No matter how hard you struggle and cry, your defeat is inevitable. When will you realize that your futile attempts to stop me will only lead to more destruction? Look around you. Streets cracked underfoot, cars bursting into flames, whole buildings brought to ruin. What you heroes fail to realize is that you contribute to the destruction more than we villains do. Who do we villains target? The big, the strong, the ones who flaunt their wealth and power with no regard for the consequences. But you villains, you claim to protect the weak, but your actions do far more harm than good. Hypocrites, the lot of you! This imperfect system that has raised you to new heights, but has beaten the less fortunate into the ground. We'll burn it all to the ground, and build it up again in a new, perfect world. Watch, pathetic heroes, watch as the corrupt system you so desperately defend is dismantled before your very eyes. How was that? Was that good? Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to defeat those annoyances once and for all. Thank you for helping me, darling. I love the way your evil laugh sounded. Hey babe, good afternoon. Oh, wait, shoot, I forgot. It's really late over there, isn't it? I can't believe I forgot. Did I wake you up? I'm really sorry. You don't mind? Don't you have class tomorrow? You should be sleeping right now. You don't have to stay up because of me. You miss me? Ah. I miss you too, honey. It's tough being so far away from you. It feels weird that I can't wake up and see you next to me in the morning. Don't get me wrong, I love this internship. Mr. Overdrive is a fantastic hero, and getting to see him in action and learn from him is a dream come true. But it sucks that I have to fly across the world to get this chance. Storage to share? Yeah, what kind of month would I be having if I didn't have a ton of stories to share, right? Every single day is just full of action. Let's see. Which one should I tell you? Summarize a few in your pick? Alright, In the past week, I rescued a little girl from a hostage situation on a skyscraper, thwarted a villain who tried to use a shrink ray on me. Ooh, there was that bank robbery I resolved on accident. Yeah, I got up to a lot. Don't worry, you'll be able to experience stuff like this too. You're already getting sent out to student missions, right? That's a huge step up from what I'm doing. But an actual mission and an internship are different. Being chosen to go on a mission means that the academy thinks you're the best one for the job. It's great to be acknowledged as a hero, you know? See? Don't worry. You'll be keeping up with me just fine. Maybe a little better. So, which story do you want to hear? Ah, the Shrink Ray villain. That one was pretty stressful. The other student interning me was hit with it, and I had to get them to safety first before returning to fight. Honestly, I got super lucky. I could tell that this villain was a pretty experienced one, and they could have easily hit me as well if I had not thrown myself into the water to get away. You know how there's a ton of canals in the city I'm interning in? Did you see the pictures I sent you? Yeah, it's awesome, isn't it? Maybe we could come here over the summer. There's so many cool places that I want to show you. Awesome. It's a promise. Anyway, I used the water in the canals to sweep them off their feet and restrain them. The shrink ray itself malfunctioned when it got dunked in the water, so my fellow students got unshrunk, and the villain got shrunk instead. Anyways, we put him inside a glass jar and handed him over to the police. Another job well done. Yeah, I'm pretty awesome, aren't I? You should have seen the swarms of people who came to watch the villain get arrested. There were news people and everything. You saw the news? Awesome. Did they make me look good? You saved it in our photo album? Awesome. You gotta show me when I get back, alright? That's a promise. The bank robbery I stopped on accident? Oh, that one's a story. I was actually in the middle of chasing down another villain when I did it. Yeah, but it gets even crazier. Turns out the villain I was chasing down was accomplices with the one robbing the bank. They were meant to be the distraction, but when I started beating them, they panicked and retreated to the bank. Not the smartest foes. Anyway, they ran inside the bank, probably hoping that I used less water out of fear of harming any civilians. Joke's on them though. I had control over my water than I had more control over the water than they bargained for. What? No? I don't have control that good yet. Maybe in the future I'll be able to create air bubbles within the water, but not right now. What I did was flood the bank up to the knee height to try and hinder the movements of the villain, but when I did, I knocked the bank robbers down and made them drop their guns. Even an accidental badass is still a badass, don't you think? Okay, I admit it. I was a little reckless. Mr. Overdrive said so too. But hey, if it's stupid and it works, then maybe it's not so stupid. Hey, of course I cleaned up after myself. Who do you think I am, Cinders? Well, then again, I should consider myself lucky to have a superpower that can be cleaned up so easily in the first place. Yeah, honestly, sometimes I think if I wasn't a hero, I'd be a construction worker or a site cleaner instead. Do you know how much they get paid? I just found out from Mr. Overdrive this week. I mean, of course I paid attention to that part of the class. Anyways, my internship will be over in another week. I can't wait to come back to you. I miss you too. Thankfully, it won't be long. Just hang in there another week, alright, babe? You'll pick me up at the airport when I get back? Great! In that case, the first thing I'll do when I see you is give you a kiss. Aw, but I love it when you're all shy. Okay. I'll leave the teasing for when I get back. You must be tired now, right? Don't lie to me. I can hear that cute little yawn. It is cute. Everything about you is cute. Are you sure that isn't your superpower, being adorable? Okay. I'll see you in a week, alright? Yeah, I love you too. Good night, babe. Sweet dreams. Reporting live from City Square, another villain behind bars, thanks to the efforts of our local hero rangers. Despite the harsh battle, the city sustained little damage, thanks to the quick actions of our heroes. Unfortunately, we were unable to catch them for a quick interview, but we can all know that they'll be back to defend us and the city in the next attack. Back to you.
Scanning. Access granted. Welcome, Rangers. Red, blue, green, and yellow. Update. No threats since 30 minutes ago. Powering down.
It's finally over. 3 attacks in 1 week. You think these villains have some sort of hobby to pass the time instead of attacking the city and creating more work for us? Yeah, maybe trying to kick our butts is their way to pass the time. Well, whatever it is, we're done early, so I guess we can all head back home today.
Nah, I'm gonna stay here for a little longer. I want to log what happened today onto the system. The information could be useful for future attacks. Yes, I know. I spend the majority of my social time in front of a computer instead of a hot date. Unlike you, Blue, and I'm not ashamed of that. That being said, shouldn't you be heading off to a meet with them? Wouldn't want to get dumped on the first date, now do you? For somebody who calls himself a playboy, he acts too pure. Anyways, what are you planning on doing, Green? Working? But you just saved the city, don't you want a break? Right, can't exactly give that kind of reason for you to leave your boss when they don't even know they hired a superhero to be a bartender. Well, good luck. Oh, Yellow. You're still here. Nice. I actually have something to talk to you about before you leave. No, it's nothing serious, to be honest. I lied about me wanting to stay behind to update the system. Just wanted to get those two away from us to have some privacy here. Because this is something I can only talk to you about. Thanks. Come on, Victor. You finally have for a home. Don't let the chance go away. So, it's been almost a year since the two of us became superheroes, right? One day we were all living our different lives when suddenly we got these powers and brought us together. We never knew each other, much less knew what our identities are. And somehow the world decided that we had to fight together to save the city. Well, I guess it is a given, considering our special conditions. But despite having difficulties during the start, we all came through. And honestly, I can't trust anyone better than the three of you. Blue may act cocky and charming at times, but he's quick to adapt. He probably responds the quickest in battles, and that's always been helpful. Green has always been the analytical thinker in the group, and there are countless times that we managed to win against the villains thanks to his keen observations. Then there's you. Even before we defeated our first enemy and we were getting used to these powers, we all had an easy time trusting you. You helped us get used to each other's rhythms, and we knew you were looking out for us. Metaphorically and literally. I still remember that time you protected me when the fishmen invaded the beach. You threw a monster twice your size with your form projection like it was a tennis ball. But ever since then, I always knew I could count on you to have my back. And after a while, I started to like having you around. Yeah. That's why I sometimes ask you to come with me during situations that the team needs to split up. Leader privileges, am I right? Anyways, back to the real matter. Like I said, I like having you around, both on the battlefield and here in HQ. I'll be honest, I look forward to times when a villain attacks. Granted, I don't like having my home and its people to be attacked, but it's the only way to see you again. Then it got me thinking, why can't we spend time together when we're not heroes? I know that means having to reveal identities to each other, but honestly, I'm okay with that. I'm willing to reveal who I am because I really want to get to know you better. Because you know what? I can't do this. At least not with this mask on. Yes, I'm taking my mask off because I want to tell you this all myself, and I'll leave you to decide what to do next. So, I guess I should start introducing myself. My name is Victor. Wish I could say something interesting about myself, but honestly, I'm just your average business major college student who's living rent-free at my aunt's place. Not the kind of guy you'd expect to be the Red Ranger, right? But I felt this is the most honest gesture I can do before saying what I wanted to say. I really like you. Despite spending most of our time together fighting crimes or being interviewed by the media, I do enjoy my time with you. And it got me thinking, what would it be like to get to know you better as a person? Not as the Yellow Ranger, but as who you really are. The thought of it really excited me. To spend time with you outside hero hours as Victor and, well, you. I know this is really a lot to take in. Revealing your identity may be something you're not ready for, but I want to take this chance and tell you... But I want to take this chance and to let you know how I really feel about you. And I know this is really sudden, so if you need some time to think about it, Wow. Sorry, I don't mean to stare, it's just that finally getting to see your real face. You're more beautiful than I imagined. Me? Handsome? Thank you. Wait, does this mean what I think it means? You like me too? Wow. You can never imagine how much it means for me to hear you say that. You too, huh? Glad we feel the same way. Could I ask what your name is? Really? That has a nice ring to it. Really? So we actually go to the same college this whole time? What a small world. That aside, I'm honestly really happy you feel the same way. So let me ask this more properly. Would you like to go out with me? Yes, oh my god, it's finally happening. Sorry, just talking to myself. Wait, why did I say that? Would it be too forward to ask if I could kiss you? No kiss until the third date rule. That's... You know what? I can live with that. How about holding hands? Your hands are warm. They fit so well in mine. Thank you for trusting me and accepting my confession. Promise to make it all worthwhile, and that you won't regret this.
They hurt you, didn't they? Both physically and the betrayal. I warned you before, like they said. Keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer. And there's another saying that goes, the worst part about your betrayal is that it didn't come from your enemies. How do you feel right now? Worse that I'm here? But hey, for once I feel bad for you. All my life of being a villain, I always see and encounter heroes sacrificing their loved ones for the world, and now, you're one of them. Come, stand up, I'll clean you up. You can't stand? Fine, I'll carry you then. Wow, you got some muscle in you. I wonder if this is the outcome of the training to fight against me or the hero. Oh, you poor thing. Ow. Okay. Sorry.
I won't tease you about it. I know it still hurts and that you're grieving. Alright, we're here now. I'm just gonna put you on the bed so you can rest. Just lay down there, okay? Don't move. I'm gonna get the medicine and some wet towels. First aid kit. Whatever it is. I'm back with the necessities now. I got you some water as well. Tell me, what happened? Just while I clean you up. You look pretty messed up. They did that? Damn. So it has been going on like this for a long time, and you decided that today's just enough? Good for you. Oh. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I'll be careful. Here, drink some water, you'll feel a lot better after, trust me. Why did they do this to you? What happened? Heroes really sacrifices you for the world where the villains sacrifice the world for you? Oh, darling, I burn the world for you. Why are you with them? You should have been with me and I'd take care of you. Never mind the whole world. Do you want me to take revenge for them? No? Why not? Oh, sweetheart, you're such a darling. There. I'm done clearing you up. Do you feel a bit better now? What? That's good to know. You wanna, like, cuddle, I guess? To make yourself feel a little bit better. Looks like you could also use some sleep. Alright, scoot over. Are you comfy? Feeling a little cuddly? Here. Come lay on my chest. Listen how my heart beats for you. Somebody's a little too quiet. Good night, sweetheart. I hope tomorrow will be better for you. I'll be here when you wake up.
No. Oh, God. Oh, God. Hey, stay with me. Come on, please. Stay with me, soldier. Do you dare die on me? Hey. You awake? Oh, thank heavens. I thought you were gonna die. I was worried sick, just... What were you thinking? Huh? You could have been killed. Pushing me out the way like a... Yes, I could have died, but... So could you, and you almost did. I mean, look at you. You're alive. I'm so thankful for that, but it's very stupid. I mean, I almost lost a good soldier, really great friend. Your doctor said you're going to be alive. And, well, enough to return to combat thanks to our advanced medicine. You'll be out of commission for a good couple of days. You're going to have to stay in your ship like this, cooped up in the medbay here. We were so hurt, Stimpack wasn't going to do anything. It should have been me here. Not you. If I wasn't so
careless to see that damn bug. I'd be here instead of you. I just don't think it was worth going through. I knew you'd end up being a hurt soldier. How do you think... How do you feel then? You don't care as long as I'm okay? No, that's so... Look, you're a good soldier. I think better than me. I'm not with that trouble. No. It's not okay. None of it's okay. I know we are fighting for Super Earth, but if you're the one that has to get hurt for my sake, then maybe it's a mistake to become a Helldiver. I should probably find a way to just quit. You just hold my hand, dear friend. I'm forever grateful for you saving me, but don't scare me like that ever again. I thought the worst was gonna happen. But at least you're okay. Okay, well, with some updates. The mission went by pretty well. Other than you getting hurt. None of the others in the squad that joined us got badly hurt. They are fine. They already went off to the other planets and are currently in other missions. How long were you out? Guess a couple. How long were you out? Guess a couple hours. Hard to tell. I just know it's been at least 5. Huh? Was I here the entire time? Yes, I was. Why wouldn't I have been? You're my best friend. We've been together since we signed up for the academy. For the army, remember? Yeah. Those were some wild times. Never thought we'd be able to become Helldivers though. Got so happy we made it this far, but... What? Oh, you're still shocked I stayed next to you this long? I admit your doctor and crew were a bit shocked. I don't care. Hey, remember what we used to say? We fly together until democracy ends. We swore that. Yeah. That was always our saying. You bet your ass I won't ever forget it. Hey, remember in the academy? On our way to class? Yeah, that one time. You had that one bully guy call you names and just constantly making fun of you out in the open? Asshole thought he looked cool. Probably was compensating for something. Wanted to let it go, but I wasn't going to have any of that. I just walked up to him and I threw my fist into his face. It was so hard that I bruised my knuckle on his tooth. And his buddy was about to tackle me until you came to kick him away. Such a hard kick it dented the lockers he slammed against. That was an amazing day though. I do remember another day, during gym, I tried to hassle you alone. I had to make sure I wasn't there, being the chicken shits they were. They thought that they were gonna make a lesson out of you. 2-on-1. But instead, they were shocked when I whacked the smaller guy with a chair from behind you and began to corner the bigger guy and pummeled him against the wall. It was still tough without his friend. Really let him have it. But when the captain came, I took the blame for what happened. He thought we were bullying them. I wouldn't want to get in trouble for something I caused. Peeling potatoes for a good week as punishment. It was worth it, of course. I just didn't want anything like that to happen to you again. Since then, we made sure we stood close together. Always. Anyways, you're okay about to pass out. I just wanted to come by to make sure you're at least alive and awake. I'm in some coma or something. What? No, I am going to worry about you. I wouldn't be a good friend if I didn't. I should head back to my own ship and start some other missions. Don't worry. I'll pick it easier once in the meantime. Just get better, okay? Hey there, fellow Helldiver. How goes the recovery? She'll pick up by tomorrow. That's great to hear. I'm so happy. Oh man. I just did a couple missions all by myself with some of the others. It's pretty tough, but we managed to pull through. Had to kill a bile titan, just one. Well, I admit we almost didn't We almost didn't make it then. Wish would have had my good friend there to help us out, I know it's only been a day. Sometimes I know we aren't on every mission together. Tried to be on as many as we could, but I still miss. I will say I miss when you aren't there. Gets real hard. Can't have somebody I hopefully trust watching my six, or somebody loading my anti-tank launcher for me. And I especially admit a lot of those greenhorn jackasses don't even know what they're doing half the time. They call down a mortar sentry, despite having enemies right next to us, making those mortars almost hit me. Those missions when you aren't there, I almost die to the jackasses. Sometimes I fear our fellow Helldivers more than the bugs and machines. Yeah, I know it's been a rough time, but I know you'll pull through. What? Oh, no need to thank me for coming by. I of course had to. I had to see my best friend. I just can't wait for us to get back out there in our mission for democracy. Super Earth is indeed worth dying for, but I wouldn't want to do any of the fighting without you if I could. I need you as often as I can. Not only me, but Super Earth does also. We all do. What was that? Oh, the first time we did an automation mission. Never mind. Yeah, that's right, you almost blasted my leg off. Look. For the dozenth time, yes, I know, I was surprised by a bot. Damn thing whacked me upside the head and I tumbled to the ground. Next thing I know was looking at its damn red eyes and it was standing over me, aiming its blaster right at me. Had me for the kill, I admit. Last thing I thought about was you, and are we going to live a full life? Perhaps be one of the few that gets to retire from fighting and maybe make it to general some. Next thing I knew, yeah, that's right. Shot its head off with an anti-material rifle. But the shot through and almost blasted me in the damn leg. Would have taken it away. I mean, good shot. But damn. Since then, I think we chose to hardly do any bot missions. They're pretty tough, but I think we'll be ready for them once you fully recover here and there. You get to earn the better equipment. But first, we'll have to do a lot more bug missions and You bet. By the way, yesterday I did a lot of bug missions. Some alone, some with others. Before you ask, no, I didn't do the Biotype mission I mentioned earlier alone. I was with more experienced people, but still contributed. I couldn't remember what I was shooting half the time. A little spitting bug, a fat charger, I don't remember. They all kind of blended in and looked like the same thing. All I know, there was a lot of bug guts. I remember that there was a lot of bug guts, and I only remember what they did to you. I was both mad at myself, mad at you for sacrificing yourself, but of course mostly them for just existing. Before I leave here, I'm gonna do so much, of course. What? No, I am going to be angry. I'm going to be furious to what they did to you. Last night I could hardly sleep. And when I finally did, I had nightmares. I think one of the worst fears is living on in this life without you in it, and I couldn't bear with that idea. I'm not sure what I'd do with you. Bastards almost made it a reality. Remember that every single time I see a bug explode. It's just... What? You want a hug? Of course. You just get into your bed here. I won't ever let go of you. I hope you know that. I won't ever stop saying that. I won't ever stop thinking that. I won't ever let you go. We'll always be friends, no matter what happens. I mean, how couldn't I? We've been through so much. No bugs, bots, or damn aliens is gonna split us apart. I'll make sure of that. You will too? I'm happy to. No matter what happens. Because remember, we ride together until democracy ends. That's right. Oh, it was a good hug. Thanks, friend. Suppose I should head off for now then. Yeah, same to you. Stay safe. Cover soon. Feeling up for it tomorrow, we'll get to kill some more bugs. I promise you, dude. What's that? Oh, right, yeah. Okay. I promise next time I make an airstrike, I won't almost blow you or me up. I mean, it's an accident. That's a swear, alright? I'll see you later. Good night, soldier.
Who goes there? You dare try to infiltrate my lair? Or is there actually no one there and I should go see a doctor? This intruder, I say, making me worried about my own mental stability. I spy an intruder. Might have hit her too hard. Head demon headshot really is as lethal as Steve said. I'm sorry. It's probably fine. Ah, couldn't see him. I see him. Rise and shine, my friend. Oh, the poor thing wants to fight back. Your hands are... Can't you see? Ugh, not that you could make a dent in me. After I... chopped you in the head. Which was pretty cool, by the way. Wish you could have seen it. I decided that I'll be keeping you here for a moment, okay? Don't you worry. You're not in trouble, albeit you should be... Honestly, now that I'm getting a better look at you, you seem familiar. Yeah, that dashing hair, those eyes.
I don't know. Have we met before? Aha! Wait a minute. Don't tell me. Are you this town's savior I've heard so much about? Why are you denying it so profusely? Could it be that you really are? Oh, I see. You're not hurt. You're just scared of the situation right now, aren't you? Scared of me? Poor civilian. Well, maybe I shouldn't be taking pity, considering you did just try and break in on my private abode. But we can talk about that later. I should introduce myself. Seeing as I've only recently moved in, I'm this town's newest addition, an evil villain. It seemed as though the last one was sent packing by your town's little hero, so they called me to take over. Oh, it makes me so happy. Why? Why? Because it means I can finally see her. I mean, I can finally do plenty of evil things, yes. Like prank call the pizza shop, but enough about me. Who are you? What's your name? Huh. You know what's funny? Is that I'm pretty sure you share a name with this Sith's little hero. Her real name. How do I know this? Good question between you and me. Though I may be a new adversary to her, she's certainly no stranger to me. I've got plenty of background information on her, you see. We were best friends. The times we had together I cherish every day. I doubt she'd recognize me now, though, so... Are you widening your eyes? You look like you just won the lottery. Whatever. But isn't that a funny coincidence? Both of you look so similar. You share a name. What's with that look on your face? I'm as dense as I always was? I have no idea what you're talking about. What do you mean, as I always was? Do we know each other? Never mind it. Time's a wasting. I shouldn't be spending my precious time bantering with you. With a hostage in my possession, I could clearly get that goody two-shoes to get over here. Can't wait for that. I don't have the budget to send a drone to go tell her, though. Tell you what. This place costs a lot of money, so I don't exactly have the cash to build gizmos, gadgets, to do things for me, but I'll rebound quickly. I'll admit it. I'm a bit slow, so, well, while we wait for me to think of a way to get the hero over here so I can defeat her, are you hungry? Yes? Starving my hostage would be very villain-like, but I'll be honest. No relieves my abode with an empty stomach, and if I don't plan on letting you leave, for now you certainly won't be staying with one either. Pardon me for a minute. Here you are. Meatball spaghetti, my forte. Eat up. Oh, that's right, I cuffed you. Whoops. Here, I'll take that off you. There. But don't try leaving on me now. Just letting you know. This place is huge, both in floor count and size. It's built like a maze, even if I don't fully know my way around it yet. So, if you do try to run away and I chase after you, would up. You came to this room by pure chance. See, that's what I'm talking about. I'll tell you what, when we're done with this whole hostage thing, I'll walk you back to the front door. At least, somewhat, right there. Oh, and I didn't spike or poison that spaghetti or anything, don't worry. Mentioning that makes you feel like I did do something to the spaghetti. Yeah, but it's true, it's just spaghetti. Stop playing with your food, it's rude. I'll have you know I put my heart and soul into that just eat it already, alright? You know what? You're gonna be so stubborn, I'll just eat from myself. Okay? Eating? Didn't do a thing to them. Sorry. I didn't mean to yell. Tastes good though, doesn't it? And now you know that I didn't spike it, so it is good. Thanks, pal. My, spaghetti recipe always prevails. Now that I think of it, you're just like this hero in a way too. You don't have to reiterate or worry that you're not her. I know that. I just remember that she was always pretty stubborn about eating anything from me too. Always playing with my food and whining about it. And then I had to go and I had to go fuck it up. And I was always right, mind you. She was always such a picky eater, the hero. What are you, my mom? No, I'm not. I'm not, Mom. I'm making you risotto, and I know you'll like it. These days was frustrating in the moment, but in retrospect, they were sort of fun. I wish I could catch up with her, tell her. Make up for lost time. Do I like the hero? What? Never. We used to be friends and used to. I cook food, but it was a friend thing, Yeah. Though, even as a villain, I admit she has a quality. She's brave, strong, good-looking to boot, I should know she was all of these things even before she became a hero. There's no heroic persona of hers. She's truly just that amazing. When we hung out, it was always her protecting me. Funnily enough, she's like the kind of girl that you would notice at the fast food joint that I didn't want any pickles, but they didn't listen and gave me pickles, so she'd make us both walk back to the counter so she could confidently roar that I didn't ask for pickles and demand pickles be removed, even if it'd be less troublesome if I just took out the pickles myself. Not that I'm speaking from experience. You remember that? What are you talking about? Never mind. Okay, never mind then. I don't like her. Don't mean to repeat it. Just speaking objectively, alright? You know what? I'm gonna change the subject. Well, thank you. Something's been on my mind the whole time. What are you doing sneaking around? Did it look like a rich guy's place to you? I guess it is pretty gaudy looking from the outside. Did you think you could just burglarize me? I'd like to see how nobody's trying that. Why do you keep saying yes, of course, like that? In such a nervous way. You sound like you're hiding something from me. Like you're agreeing with my theories to steer me away from the truth. You don't have to really tell me. I'm supposed to be a supervillain. I'll be honest, I don't know if a pretty face like yours could rob any home, but never mind, it'd be fun. It's all that matters to me. Tell you what, I'm so glad I'm holding you hostage today. It feels like I haven't had a real conversation with anybody in so long. Is that a compliment? I guess so. Hey, you okay? Kind of shaking. The air conditioner's too strong? Pardon me for not noticing it sooner. I overcompensate with the AC because I have to wear this thick tuxedo all the time. Even with these gloves too, they're not even fingerless, damn it. Like, but Evil Villain Rule 1, page 1, always be on fleek, even if it costs an extra on the electricity bill. Surely you understand, right? Glad you do. You know what? I think you still look a little cold here. Actually, forgot to give this to you. Ta-da! It's a sweater. I was asked to prepare prisoners' outfits when situations like these would come up, but I didn't like the idea, so I instead decided I'd make these. Comfier? Good to hear, pal. My mum taught me how to knit when I was small, so... Oh, and you can keep that, by the way. Think of it as a present. I'm as chivalrous as you remember me being? Thanks? Do you need a glass of water? Think of someone else, lady. My heart's too big for this job. You really think so? You face those who probably starve their hostages, yet I treat mine like guests. Is that really what that guy before me was like? That's awful. I shudder to imagine what inhuman thoughts lie in the depths of that mind, what dreams of chronic sustained cruelty. You know, I might be saying too much already, but between you and me, I don't want to be that sort of evil. I don't want to be a cruel monster that doesn't seem very fun to me, you know? This is going to be weird to say, but you're safe with me. None of these words are in the Villain Bible, but if you ever want to stop by for some food and a chat, I'll always be willing to, you know, host. Without the hostage situation next time. See, I prefer a fun brand of villain. I haven't been evil at all besides holding you captive. Damn it, really? Whatever. I guess on the bright side I made one friend today. We can call each other friends, right? We've been calling each other that for years. Huh? Hey, while you're here, I bet I could tell you some crazy things about our hero that before she got popular. You wanna know anything funny? Yeah, I was indeed friends with her. Why aren't we friends anymore? Oh, that's interesting of you to ask, but let's see. One day, she came up to me and declared her aspiration to be a superhero. I thought it made sense for her, someone like her, you know, but I suppose I supported her all the way. After all, that's what friends are for, no? When she finally made it, reached her dream, I was happy for her. But at the same time, I felt as though her dream tore us apart. When everyone got word of the new superhero, when everyone got word of the new hero in town, they obviously loved her. She found new people. We didn't hang around nearly as often because she was busy, of course, being a hero and all. When you're a hero, everybody depends on you, and you have this and that. You've got interviews and other corporate stuff to get to, and you have more friends too. After a bit, I suppose I realized something. I'm just unnecessary now, aren't I? She's on top of the world. She doesn't need anybody like me. Someone so small to just stop bothering her. So I just stopped bothering her. Stopped trying to approach her. Of course, it's not her fault. She's not following her passion. She's made it this far, and I can't be mad at her for that. It was my problem. I was just stuck in the past. Maybe I still am, because I was stupid enough to go this far with this whole supervillain thing. What do I mean? Well, I became a supervillain for her, funnily enough. I was stubborn. I don't want to be left behind and forgotten, so it hit me. If I was a supervillain, then I could have all the time in the world with her. I was thinking of opening a restaurant for the longest time, but I dropped it to pursue villainy. I had to move away too for a bit to get to the right places. Actually, this place would be my hometown. It was a childish plan, admittedly, and it cost me a lot of money, but I promise you not much more. But I figured love makes you do weird things. There, I admit it. When I go out doing my villain business, you better be quiet about that. You got it? You're sorry about me and Hero. Hey, you didn't do anything. You're just my curious hostage. If it counts for something, I think the hero led me towards a blessing in disguise. My handlers, the guys upstairs, they're giving me a disgusting amount of money, and all I have to do is basically be a flamboyant delinquent. The only thing I have to do is cause minor inconveniences. In style. Although maybe holding a hostage isn't quite minor, but don't worry about it. Me and her, I mean. I can't ask you not to worry about being captured. What's with your weird smile? Did I say something funny? Wait, oh no, no. All this time, having fun with you, you still have to figure out a way to get that whole beer over here. Call her? Oh, yeah, I still have a number. Wait, lady, you're a genius. Why didn't I think of that sooner? Tell you what, I've never given her a call in years, because I'd figured she's always busy being a superhero. Whatever, I must seize the opportunity. Huh? Why do I hear the ringtone? Is that her phone? Wait, do you mean to tell me... No way. All this time I've been talking to a thief? You stole the hero's phone? Oh, hey, what was that for? I guessed wrong. It's you? It's you? I'm talking to you this entire time. It's you. Oh my god. We haven't seen each other in person in so long, have we? So that's what you were talking as if we knew each other. We did. It's good to... Wait, then everything I just talked about. You know, it was just Stop panting my head, please. My brain is already melting as it is. Don't call me cute. I am not cute. Why do you have to pretend like you were just some lady the whole time. It was fun. There you go again, always doing things because it's fun. Toying with me because it's fun. Asking if I liked you because it was fun. I don't appreciate that, I'll have you know. It's not your fault I'm slow. Yeah, but... Oh, I don't have a comeback for that. It is laughable how long it took for me to realize it. Yeah, you don't have to rub it in. You'll make it up to me. What, you gonna hug with me or something? So much fun. What did she say? You like me too. You always have. I see. The brain is smoldering right now. I can't take this much dopamine. Pardon? When I disappeared, the days were quieter and colder. Even the never-ending praise of the town. Hey, that's sort of byline. But sorry about that. I ran off because of my own selfishness. I was so absorbed in how I was feeling, I never bothered to really think about you. I ran away to pursue villainy. Because I thought you didn't care anymore, and I wanted your attention again. I didn't even tell you a thing. I'm so horrible in hindsight, aren't I? I'm so horrible in hindsight, aren't I? Oh, you can stop slapping me anytime, you know. That's not true. I mean, look at what I did to you. You'll tell me what I did? Oh. I saw what I thought was an intruder in my house. I barely hurt her, save her for a chop in the head, which was meant to disarm her and can generally argue be a move self-defense, and I had to stay with for a bit, helping with spaghetti, talked her friendly and genuine, gave her a sweater, and put utmost trust in her despite once again being under the impression that she was an intruder. I guess I can't argue with that. I'm not an angel. Stop it. If you keep complimenting me like this, I think it's gonna be kaput for me. But thank you for uplifting me. I guess I was sort of out of it for a moment. I wonder with this hug you've been holding me for so long and everything you've said, how's this hero and villain dynamic gonna look like now, huh?
Wakey, wakey, you insignificant pipsqueak. Oh, I don't think you're getting out of those restraints. They were made for a considerably more powerful prisoner than you. What do I want with you? Absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. You do not factor into my plans. You have no significance to me or the world at large. You are a tiny and invisible ant that I was blissfully unaware of before today. So can I go? No, you cannot, because you have brought yourself to my attention. You knew what this is. You little twerp. It's the brick you threw at the back of my head. You're not sorry, you liar! Of course you knew it would hurt, otherwise you wouldn't have done it. It was this close to finally capturing that mealy-mouthed, meddling hero. You have no idea how much planning, how much hard work and late nights went into setting up the perfect trap. But just as my trap was closing, the cruel wreck of fate intervened. It was just a break. It was a distraction. A key moment when I needed all my concentration on what I was doing. But you stepped in, and so instead of taking the city's hero hostage as I planned, instead of executing that flawless operation where nobody got hurt and only casualty was some boogie gentrified commercial real estate, I had to grab what was available to hand, and guess who that was? Oh yes, so here we are, and here you are, until I get what I want. That's just a smart mouth, doesn't it? You might think that the deviant act is real cute, but I like you better like this. That look of fear in your eyes. You're a pretty little thing, aren't you? Is that why you did it? I bet you get away with a lot. With that wide-eyed, who, me? Act? Is that your power? Did you think you could put me under your spell? You don't have any spells or superpowers. Right. I hope for your sake you're lying, because now the only thing I've got to ransom is you. How much do you think the city will pay you to get you back? How much to get you back in one piece? Hey, don't look away from me, I'm asking you a question. How much do you think you're worth? Right, you're a hapless civilian, randomly stuck with a spirit of civic responsibility and community policing. Wait, you some kind of cop? If you're a cop, you have to tell me. Sounds like something a captured cop would say. But I will admit, you definitely do not give off law enforcement vibes. I'm getting more second assistant manager at the mall pretzel stand. Oh, that made you mad, did it? Good. You own a coffee shop. By which you mean you're the second assistant barista at the local Dunkin', I'm sure. Wait. I've got it. You risked your life for that smug, mincing prig you call a hero, so you must know him. Maybe you're worth something to him. What are you, a roommate? A friend? A lover? No relation. I hope that's not true. Otherwise, I'll have to find other ways of motivating him to rescue you. I think I've got a camera around here somewhere. It's too bad. It's too bad. You've got such a pretty face, barista. Oh, now it's past tense. You owned a coffee shop. No, now we're getting to the truth. You've no one to blame but yourself. Do you know I had a flawless record until today? 11 major operations. Flawless! And not one civilian casualty. You have no idea how hard that is, barista. Keeping people scared enough to do as you say without usually doing the kind of bodily damage that gets the real vigilantes up in your business. I spent hours building models and running simulations, testing for every possible combination of events, but now you've called my bluff. So now I'm afraid you're going to find out the hard way just what I'm really capable of. What? What? What do you mean I'm doing it right now? Bluffing? No. I am not. What do you mean I'm bluffing? You're in my power, at my mercy. You're mine to do with as I please. I'm getting around to actually hurting you. Listen, just because I'm trying to explain the consequences first. No, I can't let you go. You attacked me in public. There has to be a consequence for that, or else I'm going to get shelled by baristas wielding bricks every time I show my mask out there, and then it's nothing but work. You're right, though. I don't want to hurt you, barista. There's something admirable in your completely futile attack. Stupid, but admirable. It's a shame you have no powers. I feel that you have the makings of a worthy adversary.
Instead, you've left me a little choice. Perhaps if the city or that hero were prepared to be reasonable, this would be nothing but a terrible yet temporary inconvenience. I do hope so, for your sake. Do your worst? I have nothing left? Oh God, you're so overdramatic. You've got a little sleepy gas to the face when you wandered into brick slinging range. You'll be fine. Where the hell did you even get a brick anyway? Look at this. Perfect little red brick. Was this in the rubble? I thought that strip mall was made of pure cement and plaster. It was from the coffee shop I blew up. Oh yeah, there was that coffee shop on that block somewhere. I guess I did have a red brick facade. Oh. Wait. When you said you owned, past tense, a coffee shop, did you mean... Don't turn that face away. Look at me. So that was your coffee shop in the collateral damage. I'm sure you had insurance, right? Yeah, okay, you can stop yelling. I see how insurance won't cover the intangibles, like all of your planning and hard work, and... Really? It won't cover your employees' pay? Okay, I believe you. Well, I think we can all agree that capitalism is the real villain here. God, please don't start crying. God, please don't start crying. You know, it was that hero that caused most of the damage, not me. I didn't have laser eyes. You were aiming that brick at the hero. Go. You heard me. Go. Go on. Run. You're free to go. This place won't be here by the time you find a cop. Just so you know. But yes, get out of here. We'll call it even, yeah? No, I'm not going to recompensate your business. I said go. You're completely insane. So be it. Shh. Breathe, sir. Breathe the gas in. It won't hurt you. You'll go to sleep. I'll tell them where to find you. Let's lay you down, Spitfire. That's it. You'll wake up safe and sound. I'm sorry about your coffee shop. I have some things to think about. But you sleep now. Let the gas take you. Sleep. Good morning, Sidekick. Did you sleep well? I brought you breakfast. I figured me delivering it this morning instead of one of my underlings would convince you not to try to continue your hunger strike. I don't want to have to force to feed you again after all. Ah, my bad. Still are against me calling you Sidekick. Don't worry. I don't mean it as you being my sidekick, unfortunately. Though, I also don't mean it about you being that hero's sidekick either. I'm just calling you it just like how you'd call a doctor or a waitress, that sort of thing. But since you don't want me to... well, I won't. Unlike that former hero partner of yours, I actually care about your comfort after all. I may be willing to comply with your boundaries, but I will not stop my slander about that waste of space. The fact you still wish to defend the hero system on the most stark piece of evidence of its corruption is concerning. Do you feel like you have to stick up for them? They're not a childhood friend or something corny like that, because you need to pick better friends if they are, and that's coming from someone who kidnapped you while simultaneously destroying the hero's headquarters. I may not be as well versed in friendship as you, and all those other fakes who claim to be good, not including you, but I know a bad relationship when I see it. Again, coming from the person who's tricked and deceived many to serve their own purposes. You've been here, 4 months? The hero hasn't once tried to come get you, nor has anyone from the hero agency. I'll even let you review the tapes from around the lair so you can confirm it. I remember you dealing with that one minor thief that ended up being the retail owner when you were starting out, so I'm sure you'll be able to tell if the footage is doctored or not. If it had been a few weeks or even a whole month, sure, you could use the "they were recovering from the attack on the Hero HQ" argument, but it's been 4 months. You were the sidekick of the top hero in the country, one of the top heroes in the whole country. You don't think rescuing someone with that amount of status should be a priority? You are no longer their sidekick. Even if you stubbornly try to argue that you are, I shall make it clear now that I am not letting you go outside of this lair until you fully trust that you are on my side. You need to wake up and face reality. They do not care about you. They've abandoned you. My apologies. I did not mean to make you cry. I just merely want you to see reality for what it is. It pains me to see you defending someone who hurt you so much, both mentally and physically. Even when I tried to get rid of that false hero, you would jump in the way of an attack when I barely had time to cancel or divert it. While I admired your protective spirit, to see you ready to risk your own life, acting like it was the most natural thing for you to forfeit your life for the hero, was such a dull look in your eyes. It made me boil. You need to recognize your own worth, your own kind soul, that they've tried to twist to make you a sacrificial pawn. Hey, you know it's true. You... Careful now. I don't want to have to pin you down. You know, unlike that pathetic hero, you're actually still pretty good at a fight when you're angry. Shouldn't have said that. From the looks of it, you're still crying. That's the first time you've told me to shut up. It hurts a little. Alright, go ahead. You want to hit me, hit me. There you go. Have you got your frustrations out? Ouch. You really did a number on me. Let this be a lesson as to why I still need to defend myself, even if I'm far from durable than those heroes. Not that I've ever given them a chance like this. You're apologizing to me? Never thought I'd live to see the day the mighty hero sidekick would apologize to the symbol of all evil. But don't worry about it. I told you to hit me, and if anything, I should be thanking you for finally listening to me. Hey, you didn't do anything wrong. I'm more surprised you didn't snap and attack me sooner. By all accounts, you've been a very polite prisoner. It's actually cute how you keep talking to your guards, even when they aren't begging them to turn against me and set you free. Though I suppose at least part of that must have been loneliness. The guards still quite like you, though. They did try to convince me to let you go. I was annoyed, I'll admit. But relax. I let them off with a warning, since I knew you'd get all upset and blame yourself if I punished them. Of course it was because of you. My own desires are to upheave the hero world and start it anew, with people who genuinely have good hearts. But if you'd rather burn down the whole city for what I did to you, I would gladly do so. I don't keep all my prisoners in comfy bedrooms and treat them to luxurious meals. I thought that would have been obvious. Perhaps this should make my intentions clearer. Well, while I've been keeping you here these past 4 months, I took advantage of the confusion at Hero HQ to obtain some helpful footage. The arrogance of that scum hero was more than I imagined. Just think they wouldn't care about berating and hurting you in front of security cameras. My hacker was also able to receive emails between higher-ups about covering up these incidents, and similar ones with other sidekicks. All this information is stored on this hard drive here. Worthless to me, since I can go toe-to-toe with the heroes without having to use methods like these. But for you, that hard drive means you can finally show the world what the fake hero put you through. What all those fake heroes put their sidekicks through. You can shatter their reputation in an instance with this. The world will know exactly how much of a horrific fraud they are. Or you could destroy it, pretend I never gave it to you, and let the world continue as it is. The choice is yours. I feel like they don't deserve any ounce of fame after what they did to you. Come with me. I'm sure you're aware, but I have a broadcasting room. We can force it onto every screen so no one can ignore it. Yes, I'm letting you out just like that. I saw the determination in your eyes. No one can deny your resolve. And personally, I don't want to. I want to trust you, so you can trust me. Let's show the world the truth, my dear partner.
What a surprise. The agency sent my old partner to deal with me. How cute. Do they seriously think you can just convince me to come back? Did I throw away all my motivations out the window once I see a familiar face? Did they tell you to remind me of the good old times, or how great the agency is, how the citizens need me? How original. Surely they must have told you I was confused too, or I'd forgotten, I'd gotten brainwashed. How pretentious. Talk of brainwashing as if every single word uttered from their mouths wasn't propaganda. But of course you wouldn't realise that yet. Oh my dear. You don't know, do you? I suppose I do kind of owe you an explanation after just disappearing for months without a word. I hoped you wouldn't worry too much, and I really didn't want you to get pulled into this. You see, when I left the agency, I did so with no intention of ever turning back. I didn't know what I was going to do with myself, but eventually I ended up in the underground network, an association of quote-unquote gifted, fed up with the way things are handled around here, you know? Do you remember that villain we fought last summer? When you got knocked out and I decided to drag you out there rather than take care of him? I met him again. We talked for a while, and eventually he made me a deal. One that even the agency wouldn't be able to beat. He saw how much I really cared about my people, about you. You don't know what happened at the agency, do you? Oh, you poor little thing. You must be so confused. You see, I had a falling out with one of the higher-ups for a multitude of reasons that don't really matter right now. Well, no, it actually does matter. It's about you. I was worried about them. Sending you on missions alone, since you're still new to the whole hero business. Of course, I know you'd be able to defend yourself, but I was still worried. I asked them to send more experienced heroes to assist the newbies and take care of them, but my pleas were refused. They said once the training was over, you'd have to deal with it yourself, and if you're not strong enough to get by on your own, well, let's just say they weren't too nice about it. They didn't care about what happens to the young heroes. Survival of the fittest to strengthen hero society. Absolute bullshit. That was last year. You must have been wondering why stuff kept showing up on your missions, even when you were sent to go alone. That's why. I was worried about you. I want to make sure you stay alive, and that when they started pestering me about it, telling me I should just let it go, that we'd still be a team, but I was too valuable to be sent on these missions with you. Then I snapped. I don't care about protecting politicians, I care about you. Protecting the city. Protecting you. They were using you. These villains are so much more dangerous than they led you to believe. And I wish I didn't know the rate of newbie deaths in the agency, but I do. And I was terrified of you becoming one of those numbers. I don't want you to just be swept under the rug. Another hero's death covered up, because otherwise nobody would want you to join the agency anymore. Eventually, I threatened to release those statistics to warn new heroes of the dangers of this job, and especially the agency comes with. I want to force them to protect you better. Instead, they hired one of the other heroes to get rid of me. Isn't that ironic? A hero agency killing another hero for wanting to protect people. I was lucky to survive that. I had to disappear quickly, otherwise I would have contacted you. I would have warned you, at the very least told you where I was going and not to worry about me, but I couldn't. I knew they were watching. They expected me to come to you. And surely they wanted to know whether you were aware of the situation. That's why I stayed. That's why I stayed away all this time. And now that you've heard everything, they probably won't just let you go back to living your life as before. You weren't sent to make me join the heroes again. They wanted both of us, delivering our heads to them on a silver platter. They were counting on me being emotional enough to follow you blindly, counting on me wanting to be with you so desperately I'd forget about the dangers. Yet if this entire thing hadn't been about you and your safety to begin with, I would have fallen for it in a heartbeat. When I was a kid, I used to love the idea of being a great hero, admired by others and always there to help the public, protect my city. I never even considered how much politics played into this role. I just wanted to help. I wanted to be seen, to inspire. I wanted to be that poster that little kids looked up to, smiling brightly, the one who motivates them to be kind to others. I wanted to make a change in the world. Instead, I was turned into a marketable, profitable bodyguard in a costume. I was forced to babysit old, useless politicians who use their money to destroy every good thing I've ever worked for in my life. Everything I know you believe in as well. I couldn't keep living like that. Not with my conscience still intact. So, my choice was either to just let it go and live the rest of my life as a corrupt killer and protector of dirty kleptocrats, or to turn my back on the living as a hero forever. Ironic, isn't it? Me, a former hero. No, a villain by definition of the agency, fighting for a better world. I still wanted to protect my people, but now I found a way I can actually do that. Still, wouldn't feel right without you by my side as my partner. I don't think I could fight for anything whilst having to worry about you being slaughtered off by that fucking agency. What do you say? You and me, once again, for justice, hand in hand, side by side, we can make this forsaken world a better place, and nobody will be able to stop us. They teamed us up for a reason, after all. We're complementary, cancelling out each other's weaknesses and blind spots. Standing against us wasn't their first mistake, but it definitely was their biggest. And if we do it right, we can make sure it's their last. So, you up for another round, partner?
Well, well, well. Would you look at what the cat dragged in? Hey, don't just glance over at me like I'm furniture. What do you mean? And what do you even think you're doing here? And why the hell are you covered in blood? Oh, don't tell me they're looking for you out there. And you seriously came here? You're supposed to be terrified of me, given our history and all. And you really just barge in here and... Hey. Look at me. Look at me. There you go. Looks like you're back now. Stop struggling. You're getting my damn lap all bloody. At least let me finish. Tending to your wound, hero. Yes, I had to restrain you. You don't need to make a fool of yourself in an attempt to fight your way out of here. Just yet. As amusing as it would be to watch you fight in this state, it would be a shame if you were to mess up my lab or alert anybody by making unnecessary noise. Seriously? You have to be either desperate or insanely stupid to try and hide from my own minions in here. Perhaps both. Likely both. Oh, don't look at me like that. Did you really think I'd just glance over it? I know you didn't have much time to think it out, but I suppose I should feel insulted by my self-declared Arch Nemesis stumbling in my lab all bloody like this, or maybe it's supposed to be some sort of twisted compliment where you think there's still some good in me. And then again, I always did feel as though you had a soft spot for me. Somewhere behind that heroic costume. Don't even try to hide it, hero. You're not sly. Don't raise your eyebrow at me like that. Note that I could have killed you the moment you stepped in here. You're entirely at my mercy. I thought you were smarter than this. Seems you really trust me enough to come in here after getting your ass beat. Or maybe you wanted me to finish you off. What an honor, truly. Stop glaring. This was a jest, dimwit. But I have to admit, I enjoy our fights and I prefer to take you out fair and square. Otherwise, where would be the fun in it? And that's the only reason I even allow your eyes to open again. I'm not usually this gracious towards others, so don't expect this kind of treatment in the future. I could have ended you so easily. You really have far too much trust in the people around you. Luckily, I may be a villain, but I'm not a dirty cheater like most of my minions are. They're truly messed up. They truly messed you up, didn't they? Yeah. I bet they used your kindness to get the better of you. Just so they could say they killed or captured a famous hero. Stupid, really. Not sure why I even bothered with them. It's stupid, really. I'm not sure why I even bothered with them. These days, it's quite difficult to anybody who actually gives a shit about the state of this forsaken world. Oh, don't be surprised now. Didn't think an evil, bad villain like me would care about that kind of stuff, did you? You seriously thought I was actually just here to obtain world domination or whatever? Seriously? Those government officials really have their grip on you, foolish hero. I bet you think I killed orphans for fun or some bullshit like that. Judging by your luck, I'm not too far off. Oddly enough. Truth is, I'm not like that. We're really not all that different, you and I. I see how much you care about the people around you. Maybe one of the only heroes that hasn't been corrupted by this capitalistic, money-controlled shithole of a world yet. But your naivete is almost just as painful to watch. You really want to see the best in people, don't you? Is that why you've been going so soft on me? Do you really think you could fix me? Oh, you poor, naive, foolish little hero. That's not how this world works. And eventually, we'll have to learn that. It's not all just black and white. Not everyone can be saved. People are rotten, darling. All they care about is their own gain. Nothing but it. You think you're doing good for the sake of the world, but really, you're just so much of a people pleaser you forget to care about what happens to you. No. Don't give a shit about what happens to you outside of your fun little rivalry. It's just such a waste of our talent to fight for what you've been conditioned to think is right. Have you never questioned what they've been teaching you? Have you never wondered what's been going on in your forsaken government? All the corruption, money laundering, the under-the-table bullshit, people fucking themselves into better positions, taking away from actual talent, exploiting the poor and unfortunate, using people like you, draining your talent to make you a mindless slave of their lawless politics. You, my dear, could be so much more. Oh, keep your sorry-ass eyes off of me. I'm not sympathizing, simply stating facts. I've told you before, I have no interest in you or your kind. Tough. I have to admit you do somehow spark my interest. Perhaps if you were to join me, I'd keep you as my right hand. And treat you well. Anybody who's ever dared to lay a hand on you or use you in any way, I'll show them a whole new world of pain. Don't be scared now, darling. You make a pretty decent team, don't you think? Yes, your dirty little government tyrants will be quite disappointed to see you in my arms. Or by my side, rather. But think about the good we could do. We could push every bad person, steal from the evil, rich, and spread their wealth amongst the poor. A world where nobody would have to live in fear of being able to feed themselves the next day. Nobody would have to turn to crime to afford a living. And we, on top of it all, ensuring everyone is being treated right. We could create such a beautiful world. Just you and me. Getting rid of all the bad, all the fear, shame and sadness. You would create a world where policemen could be trusted.
Judges wouldn't favour rapists over their victims. A world where nobody would feel entitled to anything that isn't theirs. And where everyone could live free and happy. Doesn't it sound tempting? Oh, darling. Terrified even of my rambles. As a hero, you must realise how most criminals that usually end up in prison are but small fish, wishing to feed themselves or their family, and those who actually are causing all the issues are hoarding money and paying their way out of prison, oftentimes even making the cops work for them. Isn't it just a terrifying thought? Those kinds of people secretly pulling the strings? But not anymore. No longer. I'm tired of it. We're tired of it. So, join me, darling.
Freeze. Nah, when I say freeze, I mean it. Hands above your head if you want to live past the next 3 seconds. Think you're smart, do we? Yes, that's true. I was in a battle this morning. It's a reasonable theory that my mental powers may be depleted. That's why I bought a gun. Hands up and turn around slowly. Well, well, well. Look what the cat dragged in and threw up all over my porch. Hello there, baby hero. Didn't get enough this morning. Decided to come back for more. Those heroes must be so desperate to put you in the field. Would you like a list of your deficits? Let's start with your lack of tactical thinking. Case in point, your decision to come here alone. There's no backup, you liar. You can hide your thoughts from me, but you're not strong enough to mask the presence of a whole other person. And you may think I'm tired after this morning, but you look exhausted. Not used to the rigours of battle, I take it? They got the whim wizards out of the mothballs to train you, didn't they? Because your technique stinks of desperation and lies. Please don't feel obligated to defend old Wizzy. Your shielding's so atrocious. I can taste your disdain from him from here. But there aren't that many telepaths out there, are there? Not counting Wizzy, which I don't, because he's barely more than a dialer psychic con man. When it comes to real mental power, it's just me. And now, you. Which makes me think that this could be an ideal opportunity to remove a potential obstacle now. Unless somebody explains themselves quickly. You just came to talk? Oh. Well, that explains everything. No, I can't read your thoughts, but I do mean this with the full offence. You're spraying your emotions left to right like a skunk trapped on a porch full of rocking chairs. Are you trying to goad me into attacking? Do you want to be turned into one of my helpless puppets? Please believe that I can easily smash my way through those who so-called mental defences if I have to. Why aren't I? I don't know. Maybe you were right, and my powers are depleted. Or maybe I just like the novelty. If anyone else came here, I'd have their number at 100 meters and they'd be fully under my control by 50. But here I am, having to ask you what you think you're doing here. Trying to puzzle it out via clues from your emotional state. Your shielding is pitiful, but the fact you have shielding at all, it's refreshing. Talking to somebody who, without being subjected to their most private thoughts, screamed at me like a Wagner opera, only somehow worse. Oh, that's it, isn't it? That's why you've come to see me. Your exhaustion. That tremble in your hands, it's not from our fight this morning. You hear them too, don't you? All the time. The crushing, overwhelming noise of humanity's basest, most selfish thoughts.
broadcast into our mind 24 hours a day, every day. Do those heroes force you to live in their stupid residential tower in the middle of a packed city? You poor thing. I can't believe you've held on to your sanity this long. Shh. Don't have to say it. You're right to come here to me. Come, sit down. I don't bite, hero. You don't have to recoil from me like that. Touch makes the thoughts louder? Interesting. So those gloves are practical. No, it's not the same for me. It's physical proximity. It's physical proximity, not physical contact. Wait, hold on a sec. Touch makes the psychic noise worse for you? So, are you saying you've been avoiding physical contact for how long? Yes, it matters. How long since you've touched another human being? Take off the gloves. You heard me. Take them off. Good. Hands out. Stop shaking. Not gonna hurt you. You know how you were shielding those civilians from me this morning. That's what I'm gonna do here. I'm going to extend my shielding to you. Then I'm going to take your hand. Close your eyes if it helps. Don't panic. I've got you, see? Skin to skin contact. Not a thought bleeding through from you to me. It's muscle you do have and you can develop. Whoa, there. Alright, we're hugging. You're hugging me. Okay, this is... Okay. Are you crying? No, of course you're not. There, I know. I got you. You're already doing better with reining that emotion spectrum in pretty quick on figuring this stuff out yourself. Imagine you've had to be... But that's alright now. You're with me now. What do you mean you're not here to change sides? Stop. You're here for my help. Building better shields, learning to cope with mental overload, yes? Right. And you remember I am, in fact, a villain. So, to summarize, you expect that I will help you, despite knowing that you intend to use what I teach you to put against me. Explain your thought process on why the hell you'd think I'd agree to that? I offered to help you because I assume you were here to join me? It's the only logical response to powers like ours. Yes, logical. You hear them too. That human smog of petty, nasty, selfish and short-sighted thoughts. Every day the sheer humdrum of evil Every day the sheer humdrum of evil of it all. And from the heroes too. Humanity cannot be allowed to go on like this. They need to be shown the error of their ways. It was not monologuing, it was explaining. Look, the point is, humanity sucks. You and I know just how deep the rot is. That is so disgustingly saccharine that it could only come from a person who thinks they can walk to their enemy's house and ask for their help. And that they'll get it. Oh, really? And how do you know I'm going to help you? Nonsense. You got nothing from me. The shields around my thoughts are impenetrable. You just experienced that yourself. An emotion I let slip in this morning's battle? I don't believe you. No, I don't remember shouting it. Oh. You mean when that team captain of yours turned around and yelled at you for not countering my mind puppets fast enough? Yes, I do remember that. What of it? I'm sure it's feeling rage. It's my secret, hero. I'm always... Pity. No. Or maybe saw your face crumbling as the muscle-bounded idiot scolded you while you were doing the mental equivalents of juggling chainsaws on a tightrope. Sure, I felt pity for you at that moment. That is not why I freed my puppets. It was an accident. I certainly wasn't trying to help you. If I wanted to help you, I would have ordered the puppets to swarm that captain here on his smug, stupid face. Okay, listen. Fine. You know what? I will help you to learn how to shield, with no obligation to join me. Oh, now you're wondering what I want in return. Seems like something you should have asked before coming out here. Let's say, I'll do it for the pleasure of your company. Ew, no, not like that. Don't flatter yourself. My shields are better than yours. I'm still forced to isolate myself out here. But this head of yours is so quiet, so soothing. I've forgotten what it's like to be around somebody without wanting to murder them. Though, if you want to fling yourself into my arms again, I wouldn't say no. Don't blame me for your actions, hero. You're the only person on this planet who can't claim I forced you to do something. No. I'll train you. And I won't have to force anything. Because once you get your head sorted out, and you aren't getting the hero Kool-Aid poured directly onto your brain anymore, you'll realize I'm right. I'm gonna buy you time, hero. Then we've got a deal. And we'll see who convinces who. Figure out your own excuses for getting away, and I'll see you bright and early tomorrow. How about one more of those passionate embraces for the road? A handshake then. Goodbye for now, hero. Quite looking forward to seeing you again.
No, that simply won't do. We can't keep this stirring them long. They have to find out sooner or later. But what do you mean, not yet? Fine, I hear you. But if they find out on their own, don't come for my head. Okay, nobody's signing off.
Oh, hello, my darling. I was wondering how long it would take for you to find this little place of mine. You even gave me enough time to decorate it. How nice of you. Don't try to give me that "how did you know I was here" bullshit. Your costume doesn't exactly allow you to be quiet. It's made of nothing but latex, for star's sake. You can't go 5 steps without making that awful squeaking noise. Oh dear, is that cute little dumb you always get whenever I say something remotely too true for your liking? Latex went out long ago. You're in desperate need of an upgrade. You should really see whoever your costume designer is. Hey now, no need for violence. Wouldn't want you to get blood all over the floors. I just ordered the henchmen to clean it. And you know henchmen, if there's blood all over the place, they charge extra. I don't get paid enough to pay the extra well. I don't get paid enough to do the extra. Well, I do. But it would be nice not to. Oh, you poor sweet thing. What did they teach you in that hero school? With how money that public taxes it swallows up, I should hope they think you did. I should hope to think that they teach you the basics. Of course villains get paid. How else do you think I can afford to make the new machines and new tools to whoop your little hero butts with? Like anybody else, we have to stick to budget. And a small amount of that budget goes towards villainy costs. God, if more villains were secretly rich billionaires, there might actually be less supervillains, and more just your everyday billionaire villain. At least we pay our workers a livable wage and give them health benefits. I mean, and even that is just the bare minimum. I do not go into the whole tangent of how supervillains pay their workers, the actual billionaires, and people that are supposed to be helping their workers. Ugh. Don't even get me started, Starlight. Do we really have to do the whole battle thing now? I don't think that it's all necessary, but fine, since you insist. Oh no, don't throw my computer. I just bought that. Oh, my favourite mug. Henchman Dave got me that before he retired. Oh, I hope he's well. I am taking this fight seriously. Look at me. Take that. Take this. Oh, and catch these hands, little starlight. Fear me, for I am the great villain nobody. Prepare to face my unforgettable wrath. Oh, I'm going to use my powers and make you forget why you're fighting me in the first place for a short amount of time. Okay, well, what exactly do you want me to say? At least I'm grown up to admit that my powers aren't all that scary. Like, what am I going to do? Make you forget you walked into a room? Yes, that's me, but hear me out. It's really funny to watch you enter the room over and over again and forget why you walked in there every time. Hey, I thought you heroes weren't about using words before actions. Aren't you supposed to be like symbols of peace and that all be right? Which we all know is a big fat lie, by the way. You snobby elitists with your perfect powers aren't fooling anyone. Well, not any of us, but still. Hello? Are you blind? Heroes are so elitist. You prioritize those good powers, hype them up on the whole you can do good for humanity, make the world a better place story, and then send them out into the world to fight people like me with the bad and the evil powers. Don't try to give me that everyone has an equal chance story either, because face it, people with perfect powers like flight or super strength or power over the good elements get sponsorships and free hero college admissions, whilst people like me get thrown to the side like nobodies. No, I am nobody. Literally. It's what people like you call me for so many years, so I just made it my name. It was either that or evil when I tried to use my powers for good, so I turned to the one place that people see me for me, and not just my power. As well, it kind of links to my power, considering nobody remembers me, or I do the good old mind tricks on them, make them forget I was ever there. Look, you're new to the whole hero thing from what I've heard. You got your powers from some fallen star thing, and now you've got some magic star thing. And now you're just doing whatever the big guys in suits and fancy costumes tell you to do. But let me give you some advice. As soon as they become useless, or have even the smallest bit of controversy, or if the public ever began to see you as a villain, they will drop you as faster than they ever picked you up. You don't need to apologize for their actions. You're still new to this world. It's all politics and not so subtle messages through strangers in shiny super suits and flashy capes. You mean it? Why are you being nice all of a sudden? You really don't know about this? And why are you taking my word all of a sudden? And you're not going to call me a liar 5 times and then sulk as the realization creeps in? No? Okay, I didn't expect to see this happen today. No offense, but I didn't think you'd be that easy to, tell me this stuff. I figured you were one of those my way is the right way kind of heroes, or would have taken a few PowerPoints worth of talk. You didn't want to know how many I made in my youth, but if I tried to convince my peers that I wasn't evil and that it was the system. Oh, little me was so hopeful about changing the world. Well, I think now you make a choice. You either fight for a system you know is corrupt, or you fight against a system in an attempt to make things right. But that would mean being labeled as a villain like me. But hey, it means I can get you a much better costume. Oh please, everyone knows villains get the best costumes. Why else do you think we have so many fans? All your fans call you Sweet Star Baby. Now get ready for Big Star Baby. You always look cute like a star baby in my eyes, even if you were the nemesis I'd always wanted. No, I don't think you should become a villain. You're too bright-eyed to become a villain just yet. Maybe wait a few more years or like a decade, then I'll reconsider letting you join the Villain League. Maybe you become one of those anti-heroes. Those are becoming more popular now. And you wouldn't have to keep up with the industry standard of being the goody-goody hero. Plus, it would mean we get to stay nemesises. Sure, we'd be basically fighting for the same cause, but I like our dynamics too much to wave goodbye to it just yet. I'm waiting for Starlight and nobody but to become a rivalry for the ages. Just think, someone with the magic star power, and the other with the power to make people forget things. Sure, it doesn't exactly line up, but at least there's something fresh. It's better than the typical water hero and fire villain duo that seems to be everywhere. But now, it'll be an anti-hero Starlight and villain Nobody. That's already way more interesting than any hero-villain dynamic I can think of. In fact, I bet my villain friends will be jealous. They're stuck fighting Mermaid Princess and whatever the other hero's name is. I don't really care. They all have lame names. You better get going if you want to turn your cape before the Hero HQ closes for the night. You think with all the things they put heroes through, they'd be open 24/7? But they can't even pretend to care about the well-being of anybody below the top 10. I look forward to our future battle, Starlight, and then our future alliance when you're edgy enough to turn into villainy. She'll make a great villain one day.
Oh, hero. Hero, can you hear me? Am I getting through? Hey, I wonder if you can recognize my fine voice after all this time. It's been, what, 10 years? 10 long years. Oh, it looks like you do recognize it. Look at that. Your hand went straight to your head, even though you don't have a sword sheath there anymore. Silly hero. I remember when you slept with blade in hand. Have the years really made you so careless and lax? Don't bother looking around for me. I'm not really here. Well, not physically anyway. Don't you remember this trick? Back when I tried to turn you and your companions against each other, remember? Yes. You can't forget the Demon King, can you? We're bound together, you and I. We were always destined for each other, to share our fates. I think you never realized how much you needed me. When you were identified as the chosen hero, you came right for me, ready to carry out the task you were assigned, without even considering what would happen to you now. I have always understood that. I never tried to destroy you. Though, I let you think that's what I wanted for a long time. Mostly, I wanted to get rid of your ridiculous band of misfits. I didn't need any of you. But you know that, don't you? Remember what happened when you finally entered my throne room? I offered you everything. Riches, fame, comfort, safety. I even offered you my hand in marriage. That one I couldn't help but take personally. Turning down the rest was disappointing, but turning down me as a spouse? Me, who could send nations to war with a smile. That was just insulting. Confused? Oh, I'm sure you thought you killed me. How naive. As if the demon king could be destroyed with a mere sword, regardless of its enchantments. No, I was simply weak and was infuriated, drifting around as a disembodied consciousness. But I wasn't too worried, because I knew that when I fell, you'd fall with me. Oh, you don't think so? Look at you. You're practically living in a shack. You have to grow your own food, you're barely getting by? Don't lie to me. I've been watching you. I saw everything. When you and your friends returned, I'm sure everything must have seemed so wonderful. The whole world was cheering your names. You can't hide the rest of your life with a single victory, no matter how glorious. Your little friends understood that. They thought about what was next. They used their fame to start new careers as mercenaries or soldiers. I believe one of them actually became a politician. I rather like that, I must confess. You, the hero. No. You could waste your brain to open doors. It was selfish, you thought. You told the king you were at his disposal to send wherever you needed. Poor clueless hero, with everyone shouting your accolades. I don't think you could imagine a world where you weren't needed. But it's the very world that you created. And for me, gone, there was nothing that required your mind. Sure, the king sent you on missions for a while. You were just too much. None of the conflicts you were sent to resolve really needed you. There was nobody strong enough to warrant your involvement. And besides, your skills weren't really all that useful. Most conflicts in the world aren't won by a single, overwhelmingly powerful person. One person can be planned and avoided. A larger, more versatile force is usually what's needed unless you're facing something like me. And you became a relic, something to hang over the fireplace and admire, but never use. You were a master of ceremonies for a while, a celebrity to make appearances and get the crowd excited. And then, finally, you weren't even that. The common folk were fickle, and the longer you went without doing anything, the less excited they were to see you. And so, here you are. The king promised this generous allowance for your service, and you didn't really have much reason to honor that once the people stopped caring about you. Just the hero, the one who saved all mankind, penniless and living in squalor. You see, without me, you're nothing. I didn't reach through the veil of death just you may not believe me, but it brings with me no pleasure to see you live like this. See, the only mortal worthy of my respect, the only one I ever saw as an equal, disregarded by those beneath me. It brings me only rage. I'm here because I want revenge. Not on you, even in the state you're in, I don't relish a fight like you. No. I want revenge on the vile fools who set them against me in the first place. Who convinced you that I was the enemy? You may think that I am, but I don't have to be. Did you ever wonder if you were on the wrong side? You're still thinking about simpler lines. You want to talk about atrocities. Your kind have committed as many against us as we have against you. We came to conquer the world. It's nature of successful people to grow larger. I conquered and united the entire underworld, leaving only the mortal world as the only place to expect to. Do you think your kingdom has done the exact same thing? Do you think that every land you stand on right now, ever belongs to another nation, another people? What do you suppose they think that you're looking? It's our nature to conquer. Both mortals and demons can only survive by consuming other living beings. Our existence is chaos and destruction. Say what you will about me and my infernal empire, but there's one thing we can't deny. It's united. You mortals may have banded together to stop me. You all went right back to squabbling the second I was gone. Under my rule, that would never happen. There would be no infighting or unfair treatment of each other. Think about that. I want to extend you the same offer I did when you faced me. Join me, and I'll give you everything. Even half the world if you want it. Do you want to know why I made that offer? We, the demons, we're the first ones to call hero in our offices. The mortals stole that term and made you out to be their hero. But we believe we could save whoever you choose. You could be our hero, my hero. We could conquer the entire world and unite us to the one world together. No? That's a shame. Although, it took much longer to decide than last time. I think you're starting to see things in mind.
Ah well. I was hoping we could do it the easy way, but... Fool! Did you think I was powerless? Did you think I was only a voice? I've been reborn. What do you think of my new body? It's not too different from the old one, but I made a few tasteful alterations. I'm taking you back with me, and there's not a thing you can do to stop me. Don't bother struggling. Those are cursed chains. You would have had trouble with those in your prime, let alone now. Always so valiant and headstrong. But why don't you actually try thinking ahead for once? What would you do if you escaped? You can't fight me in your condition, you're out of practice, and don't have even your enchanted gear. Meanwhile, I'm more powerful than ever. I'm afraid that I'm through giving you choices. You're going to do whatever I want now. I'll finish what the mortals started and break you so I can mold you into my perfect servant. Maybe even a partner or a spouse. If you're very good to me. Don't worry. I don't do too much towards your mind. Maybe a bit of a simpleton, but something about your direct approach led you to victory. But from now on, you'll be putting that brute force method of yours to work for me. Ah, those eyes. Some things never change. Those the same eyes I saw when you faced me. You must still resent me. Perhaps even more now than you did back then. Don't worry. In time you'll understand my point of view. Come along now, dear hero. We have quite a lot of work ahead of us. Just making sure you've got everything covered. I don't know, because maybe your alarm wasn't set last time. Yeah, and I could have walked right in and stole your shit. All I needed is that spare key you got in the fake-ass plant that's over by the back door. Hey, you told me where it was in the first place. Like a year ago or something? I mean, if you told me what the alarm code was, I'd still remember it too. Oh, well, good for you. You should be scared of what I can do. That's my job. Maybe if you had something that was worth it, I'd steal from you. Hey, stop! That's why I know it's come. Here, even though you're forgetting to set the... No, chill! It's because I hang around here. No one's stupid enough to come around my usual spots anymore. Didn't you see the news recently? That one new guy that decided to fuck with some of your neighbors. I ripped him a new one and the heroes decided to leave me alone because I did their job for them, apparently. I don't know what group he's with. Whoever it is, I won't be coming around here anymore. It's the scouts and the newbies I worry about for you. It's the scouts and the newbies I worry about for you. One of them might try and break in whilst nothing's set up, and I'm not always going to be here to stop them. I know my own type. Keep yourself safe while I'm not around. I can't even trust any heroes to take care of a couple new guys. I'm not trusting them to bail you out even if you tried calling for them. They could use some replacing. I need someone who can actually keep up with me and push me to actually better myself. Oh, but the only thing you're doing is giving me grey hairs. And that's why you've got to learn how to take care of yourself on your own. No one else is here to hold the fort but you. Oh, is that an offer now? Oh, the whole house is kind of big for you, you know. If you want me sticking around to keep an eye out for you, you've got to move in as soon as possible, right? Unless you don't have a spare room ready for me because I'm not sleeping on the couch. Well, I'm happy to take your room if you're willing to take the couch. Let's make sure you've got everything locked up properly, okay? Alright, let's see. Doors locked. Windows shut. Now just set up the alarm. Go ahead, I won't look. All set for tonight? No, you're good. There's no reason to unset it again. I'm not going anywhere just yet. That depends on how long it's gonna take. Make sure you're actually prepared to take care of yourself. Because you're not ready yet. No one's gonna be your hero. You have to become one for yourself. Maybe you forgot, but I'm not a hero. And I never will be. But someone's got to teach you how to deal with me. And who better than me? If you can't handle me, I'll make sure no trouble with anyone who even so much as thinks about picking the wrong house to break into. It's better for both of us if you don't follow me into the dark side. Think of it this way. You need to learn how to fight back against the bad guys. And I need somebody who can stand up for me, unlike those so-called heroes. So let's make you the perfect little hero for me. Now, let's get started then, shall we? Come on, you need to take this seriously. Even the so-called heroes put up more of a fight than this. I'm gonna need you to struggle a lot more. You'll never get yourself loose like that. How about I give you a reason to struggle? There you go. It's much better. Don't stop there, keep going. Are you trying to get loose? Do I need to give you more of an incentive? You're not gonna get anywhere if you actually like it. This is gonna be a problem if you like it when other bad guys do it to you. I don't know if I like the idea of testing it out to see if it's just me. You could always tell me if it is. I think we both know that You know the answer. Friends, don't get too excited over something like that. Even when you consider the types of people they're into. Friends don't usually get excited over something like that. Even when you consider the types of people they're into. All those books and manga and figurines and posters are still up in your room. You're still into bad boys. Even after all these years. I didn't become a bad boy just for you, but I know exactly what it did to you when you found out. There's only one way to know if I'm right. And only one way to find out if we need to spend some extra time on a few things tonight. Say it. Well, at least we know that this isn't going to be a problem for anyone else we might deal with. But it's going to be a problem when you have to deal with me. And this isn't going to be the last time it happens. I need you to make up for all these worthless little heroes who can't handle me. But if you like me that way, you're going to have to run into some very big problems. How are you supposed to be my perfect little hero when all I'm going to want to do is kiss you all over, huh? It's not just you that's been thinking about us. Oh, but maybe that's your power over me. I don't know if I can fight back if I teach you how to defend yourself from people like me. Maybe I should use this time to practice then. I need to be prepared for when you become my equal. You're already having trouble getting your wrists loose, so let's make it even harder for you. Try getting away from me now. What do you think will get me to let you go? Sorry, but those puppy dog eyes alone aren't getting you anywhere. I've gotten enough from that from the heroes who can't do anything but bullshit their way out of a confrontation, so try again. I don't know how the hell that's gonna work on anyone else, but you're more than welcome to try it on me. The hero needs to take initiative, otherwise the bad guys will do it for you, and not in the way that you'll like. I can stand here all night until your legs give out. Don't test me. Get out on your own, because I'm not going to let you go. Make me. On second thought, I don't think this is a good idea. If you try that on anyone else, I'm worried it might work. Try that on anyone else, and worried it might work. We're just gonna have to figure out something else for them. Maybe walk on your sleight of hand for now. Physical strength isn't gonna be your strong suit without more practice. And that's just for everyone else. You're more than capable handling me for the time being. It's not always gonna work if you keep trying the same thing. You're gonna have to do a lot more every time I decide a little hero to play with. Don't worry, I'll teach you everything you need to know before it happens. That's what I'm here for right now. There's so much more you need to learn before you perfect. There's so much more you need to learn before you're perfect for me. But we'll get you there in no time. I don't have a home to go to just yet. I can stay for as long as you need me to. If it takes all night, then it takes all night, and honestly, I think it will.
That's not going to be a problem at all. In fact, your room works nicely for everything I need to teach you. No couch needed afterwards. Maybe my place will work some extra cleaning. Maybe my place will work some extra learning. But we'll get there when we get there. For now, this is perfect for what you need. Whenever you're ready, let's get this started for real.
Oh boy, I didn't know what I signed up for today, but God am I glad it was. Pretty bold of you to just waltz right in the city without asking us nicely first, but even if you did, we don't take kindly to freeloaders who want to take advantage of our generosity. You all look a little too well nourished for my liking, so I'm afraid you're not welcome here. Maybe a couple of days in the dungeon and a disclosure of some lawful information might change my mind. Then I'm afraid your only options are to leave or to fight. See, I wouldn't be too scared if I were you. I understand it might have been a little tough for you guys to handle when it was just the three of you, but you've got two more to help you out this time. Including this little cutie over here. Now what is a precious little thing like you doing in a group full of troublemakers like this? Don't take your two compliments well, but that's pretty par for the course, isn't it, Pumpkin? You were walking straight back home, and not once did you think you'd run into me? Were you just gonna pray I was off on some vacation while you spent a couple nights here? That vacation would have been spent on some quality time if I ever had any. You know better than that, but not like it matters anymore. No one to spend it with. I'm guessing the whole no boyfriends rule was BS then, huh? Or does that only apply to those who are considered unapproved by our self-proclaimed vigilantes here? Oh, you can admit it now. You're just afraid of being kicked out of your new little friend group if they knew about us. Could have gotten yourself some better friends. I'd just be concerned if they want to be friends with you anymore, with how dishonest you've been with them. You're not getting out of this one anymore. Tell them. Oh, just look at them. They're dying to know. See, now that wasn't hard, was it? Yes, a very scorned ex, mind you. It's rank 3 of the Blackbone Arbiters, thank you very much. Some girl my arse. No way in hell that you thought you were shaking up with some country bumpkin for last year. Well, now they know you weren't, first of many revelations, I'm sure they really want to hear. Ooh, why don't we tell them about the time we made out right outside the consular's office after you got bullied by the magistrate? Poor little thing wasn't able to get hard proof of all this name-calling for some unfairly paid family debts. I can't just let you cry like that now, could I, Bumpkin? Oh, and here we are all over again, trying to avoid having to go through the same problem from before. But unfortunately, you've got rid of your only failsafe. No more boyfriend to make it all better. Oh, but the The ones you didn't even trust to not put you through the same thing are so much more worth it than the guy who went out of his way to keep your family off the streets. Your parents could have ended up with their hands dirty like the others who expected a free meal ticket. But with a few strings pulled here and there, they actually got theirs. They made a decision. Having to deal with a few choice words seems a lot more reasonable when the alternative is having blood on their hands. We pay for your debts. You pay for us. You pay us in the blood of our enemies. Simple as that. Well, if they ever change their minds, we've got 4 of them right here, who seem to be very eager in walking right to their deaths. It'll free you from any fears of ever having to be rejected by them. The dead can't exactly air out their grievances. There's probably a few non-lethal methods we could resort to instead, most of which remove those sorts of people out of your life. One nice way to get around it would have been marriage. I could have wiped your slate clean in giving you a place to stay that was far away from all the cries about nepotism. Of course! They would have been my family as well. And family looks out for each other, provided they give back in return. I wouldn't expect money. I've got more than I could ever hope to do with, that I'm willing to part with however much is needed to get you back on your feet. All I ask for in return is to be able to come back home to a nice, warm bed, courtesy of my pumpkin, after a long and grueling day of dealing with the unreasonable people you've decided to associate yourself with. As if all I've ever done for you has been anything but sincere. Anybody who's out here trying to take advantage of those poor fortunate simply could move on to the next desperate soul. I'm here trying to get you back. God forbid I actually like you enough to actually consider marriage. Maybe consider that. Hell, I mean, if you want to propose right now, I'll do it. But it'll be very unrehearsed and really awkward with those 4 just staring at us. Maybe I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. First order of business is to fix this mess we've gotten ourselves into. I've made a few enemies and you've decided to join up with them. I want you back. And that would mean you're losing out on some friends. And most importantly of all, I put all that time and love into our relationship and you just still decided to leave. I at least want some compensation for that. The one thing you owe me is an apology for breaking up with me without warning or reason. Maybe an explanation as well. Without these 4 around, mind you, they can agree to turn around right now and we won't have any issues. If they want to fight, they can try, but they can expect the same outcome as last time. I'm not letting them in if they expect a free handout. It's not their home and they're not starving. They are more than welcome to bring their own food and tents, but that is the only hospitality they'll be given. Inns and sundries are open to guests, not enemies, and we all know who you are. You better weigh your options of being jumped by bandits out in the woods, or being surrounded by people who want you dead. Piggy poison. Sure funeral.
Now go be a nuisance to someone else for a bit. The two of us need some time to chat. There's no other place I'd drag my little pumpkin off other than to... There's no other place I'd drag my little pumpkin off to other than home. That was the plan from the start. We'll be in the city shortly, but it's on you to find us. If I even let you. What's one less member to your group anyway? One or two more people of your caliber doesn't change where you stand compared to me. Think of it this way. You'll have one less person to worry about, tending the wounds for when I see you next time. Well, whether you walk out of the city tomorrow as a group of 5 or not, you'll know for certain by the end of the day. Trust me, you will. But until then, savor the time that I'm allowing you today. Now leave. So you have some explaining to do. First, I want to know what I did that made you want to break up with me. Says a lot that you left and decided to join up with my enemies of all people. Didn't you know? Before you joined them, I mean. So did it just come up in their plans then? And when was this? That would have been way too far away for you just to be left to find your way back home alone. Well, you're here now, so ditch them. Why not? You don't sound too happy about that plan from the looks of it. If you care that much, then why did you break up with me? That doesn't make sense. Well, then start making some sense. I still don't know. Association doesn't mean anything. I'm me and you're you, and those four, whoever they are, you can rub shoulders with anyone. Doesn't change who you are. Just like me wanting to date you again doesn't change that I'm against you all. Who says I'm bad? Well, that's just their opinion. So what's yours? Blood runs on the sword of the heroes too, you know. Whether's good or bad is really just a matter of opinion in the end. You can still be good and love me too. You're more than welcome to have both of us. Be good. Be good and have your bad boy too. If that's how you see it, at least. You've got the choice to come. My feelings haven't changed and I'm not going. Your friends are. It's a choice between two things. I mean, you want one, and I think there's a pretty clear winner here. I'm willing to get rid of the problem that started it all in the first place. Is that not enticing enough? No more opinions on you being bad for loving me and accepting all the gifts to you and your family.
But I suppose what I have to do to make that happen would make me bad, huh? You're okay with that, aren't you? Now show me how good you are by making the right choice.
Huh? Leave me alone. Haven't you already done enough? You messed up everything, and now look where that got us. Everyone's dead. Because of you all. Are you happy? Yeah. All of them. You can look over there if you want. Boss is in that bed at the end. They covered him up already, but that's him. They took the others away yesterday. Probably buried them with the others. Just me and a couple of grunts left, and it doesn't look like they're gonna make it. Oh no, don't give me that. You're not sorry one bit. You only care because you didn't get what you wanted from all this. If you had gotten whatever it was that you were looking for, I guarantee you wouldn't be standing here right now. You could have been celebrating just how right you were, but maybe you would have wanted to share that with us and rub it in our faces. Oh, but you don't want to be reminded of any problems you had with us in the past. You're too busy running off into the sunset, but you're happily ever after. But that's just not happening now, is it? The world's gone to hell. Nothing of substance has changed. One big monster is gone, but there's still others lurking in all of our circles, pulling strings from behind the scenes, taking advantage of the innocent lives that put in the work to keep our pockets full. Is that what you wanted? What did you expect? And you call yourselves heroes, huh? Well, a real hero would have stopped that thing from blowing up on us. Yeah? What do you think all of this is? Look at all these people. They all worked for our organization. This is what happened after the energy blast came through here. Yup. And all the ones who are covered up are the ones who didn't make it. Maybe if we'd gotten the opportunity to take control of that creature, none of this would have happened. It's a matter of harnessing a great power as opposed to destroying it. Both have their consequences, good and bad, I suppose. Bad intentions or not, the outcome couldn't have been any more deadly than your method, but we'll never know for sure. All we've got is the aftermath of yours. I bet your leader feels really good about leading you all off a cliff like that. He never did like having human blood on his hands. Guess he paid for it then, huh? Oh, he got lucky now that he doesn't have to witness what he did. Whatever pain he felt in his last moments is nothing compared to the damage he caused. Guess who has to pay for his sins? It wasn't just him up there. Maybe take some comfort in that you aren't the only one getting the blame. There's plenty of you all to share it with. What, did they all kick the bucket too? Well, I haven't seen any of them here. That's what you're asking. There's a lot of these makeshift hospitals out there, aren't there? Try looking out elsewhere, because none of them have come in. Then I don't know what to tell you. If they're gone, they're gone. Either way, they're not here. I hope you're not just going to stand there. There's nothing here for you. Go make your plans somewhere else then, unless you want to get coughed on by a bunch of sick people. Or worse, get yelled at by or worse, get yelled at once the others realise you're here. I'm not sick, I'm just... You know what? You deserve to know. The blast messed me up. I can't do anything now. I can't walk or move my arms properly. I can't barely lift up a spoon. Somebody has to help me eat. Someone has to help me eat for every meal. I would be dead right now if I didn't have anyone here to do things for me. Oh, and that's the least of my problems. This is only an issue right now. It's all the other stuff that comes after this. They expect this to all be better in 2 weeks, but then what? I don't have a boss anymore. I don't have a job anymore. I don't have anywhere to go after this. How the hell am I supposed to take care of myself like this? All of this because of you. You ruined my life. You ruined everything. Well, what do you have to say for yourself? If you're not sorry, then what are you? Worse than me? Make up your mind. You're either sorry or you're not. What did you even expect to do to stop us then? Do you think you could just tie us up and lock us away and forget we even existed while you got to celebrate saving the world or something? We weren't going to take any of this lying down, no matter how you look at it. All roads would have led to this. I wouldn't have stopped until I was dead. Right now I might as well be. What are you? Without the hero status, you've got nothing. Oh, but I guess you could at least walk on your own 2 feet. So you're going to use them to get yourself out of here and leave me alone? I want to get my thoughts together, and you being here just isn't helping, okay? I just don't want to look at you right now, especially when you were able to walk away without a scratch on you. I'd give you one if I could. We never did get to fight properly one last time. You used to look so scared whenever I gave you that look. Bet it feels nice to stand there without a care in the world. You know that you can just walk away at any time. No one's going to stop you but yourself. And honestly, that's nothing new to you. At the very least, put it to some good use and stop yourself from causing any more problems for me. Go find something to do. Maybe start by picking up after the mess you and your friends left behind. Then do it. That's rich coming from you. You couldn't even look in my direction without kneeling over before all of this. What makes you think you can do anything for me now? Doesn't matter anyway. I don't want your help. The healers here are taking care of me anyway. You wouldn't be able to do anything. Figure it out. What to do after I'm better. I mean, shouldn't matter to you. We'll figure out something.
We've got some time to think about it. I'll start when you leave. I just want to be alone while I think. Yeah, it'll be easier without you here. Whatever. Just go. Hey, get your filthy hands off me! Ugh. Yeah, you claw all you want, you cockroach. You just don't die, do you? Get your lackeys to tase me. You've been doing it yourself. No, I don't know when to shut up. Get your foot off my head. You know you aren't going to get away with this. Years and years of fighting. I guess you're glad that you finally had me groveling at your feet. But even I don't know you hated me this much. Attacking our base was while I was the only one there. Turns it to ruin with our explosives. I thought for sure you'd try that while the entire team was home. Try and take us all out. Of course. You think you're a fool. You talk about your ideal world, without even considering the consequences of trying to do that. Maybe you started with good intentions, but somewhere down the line you lost sight of it. What happened to you to turn into this? Do I like my restraints? Are you fucking kidding me? I'll admit you're creative at most. Electrified handcuffs. I guess my weakness being electricity wasn't exactly the best kept secret. But the fact you've gone as far as to make sure there isn't any water within my range really drives home how dedicated you are. So, thanks, I'm flattered. I guess these handcuffs are to keep me from doing anything funny when you bring me something to drink. I guess even when I'm defeated, you're still afraid of me. What? Gonna cut my head off for that quip? You haven't always had a short temper, so what happened to that? Get the tip of your sword away from my neck if you aren't going to kill me. You want me to quit bringing up the past? How can I not? Don't force me to meet your eyes. The only thing I see in them is a monster that you've become. A blade at my throat is nothing. I've gone through worse, so no, I'm not shutting up. So cut the crap. Let's talk. Because I'm not going to stop bringing up the past until you face your own sins. You actually told your goonies to leave? It's just the two of us now. It's Jackson, not Triton. How did it come to this? Didn't you want to use your powers for good? You wanted to be a hero, just like me. We went to the same academy. You know not everyone is as lucky as us to get these powers right. So why do you use them for evil? You used to spar with me, remember? We said we were gonna form a team once we graduated. What happened on that night at the stadium? The one that was blown up by villains. I won't understand unless you tell me. You always wanted to tell me everything. We tell each other all of our troubles. We used to date, for fuck's sake. Ugh. What? Did you just kick me? You think your ideal was doomed from the start? I thought we were gonna work towards that together, no matter what it took. I still love you, you know. Despite everything, I still find myself trying to reach you. How pathetic. How long have I been here? So far, I've counted 7 days, but that's when I'm not passed out from the pain. So, who really knows? Where are the others? I'm sure they're looking for me, but man, I wish they'd hurry up. Huh? Oh, what's this? The big bad evil person comes to torture me themselves? Huh? A water bottle? Surely you know better than to... Hey, you shouldn't shock me too much. I mean, build up a resistance to it. Alright, I know my powers literally make it twice as effective. Now I'm stuttering. Hey, no need to do that. It's not as if I'm gonna turn down water. Wouldn't dream of trying something. These handcuffs would stop me, remember? So... Couldn't have given me any more warning? Fine. I'm not in a position to complain. So, what brings you here? I already told your lackeys that I'm not spilling anything about our plans. You already tried to raid our main computer, didn't you? Too bad our firewalls are too strong. Not here for that. Then what for? Just to taunt me, maybe? Aren't you the one who tried to cut my head off for trying to talk about our academy days? Suddenly you want to talk to me about that? Yeah, go ahead and shock me again, you hypocrite. I'm not afraid of whatever you'll do to me. You stopped? No, I do want to talk. So, go on. Tell me everything. Everything that's happened ever since you went missing. Do I remember Yarrow? The one with the healing powers? Didn't she die before we graduated? I mean, I miss her. I was her friend too. Well, yeah, her death was never actually confirmed, but she was near the site of the train crash. And that was the last time anyone ever saw her. What does Yarrow have to do with you? What? I don't understand why you asking me to remember all this. None of this seems related. Ugh, fine. The stadium started construction a week before Yarrow went missing, right? I remember that Yarrow seemed concerned about the new stadium for some reason. I mean, she really wasn't a fan of the Hero games, but you have to admit the stadium was impressive. None of this
seems connected, you know? Like, what does this have to do with you? Trying to tell me all of this in a way so that I'd understand you? Fine. The Hero games used to just use the same stadiums that the Olympics did, but the events kept tearing up the ground, and they needed a new stadium, and there was a big building space controversy and stuff. I'm not up to date about all that. I was busy studying. Huh? You're kidding, right? Wouldn't we have heard this from Yarrow while the stadium was being built? There's no way Yarrow would have stood still while the stadium was being constructed on her hometown. She would have said something. The people that were being deliberately silenced? Wait, hang on. This doesn't make sense. Why would they be silenced? Was it the work of a villain? Was the stadium a cover-up for a villain group, and that's why it was blown up? It was the work of the Hero Association. But why? What about the people living there? It was a poorer neighborhood, but no way in hell did Association displace that many people without giving them another option. And wouldn't the people in the area have tried to reach the people on the outside? To tell a news outlets or something? The train was crashed deliberately because Yarrow's parents were trying to reach her. So the reason why Yarrow was there was because... No. Yarrow was behind the stadium being blown up. But her powers are based around healing. Didn't she join the academy because she wanted to help people? Yarrow never wanted to come to the academy. The Hero Association forced her to go because they knew she was the only person in that area with powers? Are you kidding me? Did they do that because they knew that Yarrow would stop them if they tried to build there? No. How do I know that you aren't lying to me? You're just trying to get into my head, right? Trying to make me question everything I've been taught? There's no way the Hero Association would do something like this. The motto is to protect and serve the world. The motto is to protect and serve the world. You're just trying to trick me, right? You're taking me... You're trying to make me turn on my team. You're trying to make me turn over to your side. Say it! Please tell me you're lying. What? Yarrow's alive? Because you were at the stadium and you saved her? Why did you start going around and doing such things? You've destroyed so many hero teams just to get back at the Hero Association? Did those great heroes before us deserve to die? Full story or not, you kill so many heroes that I don't care about whatever philosophy you have in your head. Your actions will have consequences now. Didn't you want to be a hero? You didn't. But that doesn't make any sense. Why did you go to the academy if you didn't want to be a hero? Does that mean that you were always going to turn on us? Your fist is bleeding. Are you okay? You punched that wall enough to leave a mark. I can't help it, you know. You can't stop me from worrying about you. I don't understand either. I don't want you to die, but I want you to come back with me. I want you to pay for everything you've done, but I just can't stop thinking about you. No matter what you do, no matter how much I despise you, a part of me will always still love you. I told you long ago, didn't I? I'd always love you no matter what. I always have. Hey! I remember you saying that in this society,
If you have powers, you're either a hero or a villain. Now that I think about it, you never said you wanted to be either. Is this why your perfect world changed from a world where there wasn't a need for heroes to a world without superpowers? I still don't know if everything you told me is real, and you still captured and tortured me. I'll decide for myself if I believe you. So don't think this means I understand everything you did. Did you really not want to be a hero? Why did they take me? We never managed to find out where their secret base is. Could be in the middle of the desert for all I can tell. I'm getting sick of this. My head hurts. My wounds hurt. I'm so tired. Would they really go so far to destroy our society as we know it? But at the same time, I finally got to speak with them face to face, after years of fighting, without being able to actually talk to them. Everything they told me, can I accept it as the truth? They're a villain. They killed so many noble heroes. Why? How? How could I still be in love with them? It's been 5 years. 5 years of trying and failing to capture them. Do they still remember our days at the Hero Academy at all? Do they even care? You're back. I thought you weren't going to come see me again. You brought me water? Thanks. Why are you worried about me all of a sudden? Aren't you happy that I'm getting too weak to do much more than lie down and sleep? I'm really thirsty, so if you're going to talk to me, give me some water first, would you? No, I'm fine. I'm okay. Sitting down. Planning on having a longer chat with me again? Kind of. I wish you'd stop being so vague about everything. Talking to you is starting to get frustrating, you know? Can't we just talk like the old times? I guess so. If you weren't so vague, that wouldn't make you a villain now, would it? Have I thought about your story? I mean, that's all I've been doing since I last saw you. How long have I been here now? I've lost track of time. Never had a head for numbers and counting, and you know it. 3 weeks? Wow, you actually gave me a straight answer for once. Yes, I've thought about our story. Honestly, after you told me about how this happened to you, and a lot of things started to make some sense. I still don't understand. Why did you enroll in the Martyr Hero Academy if you never actually wanted to be a hero? No. Yarrow didn't have a choice either. I guess it was similar to you. How come you never told me? If you don't want to be a hero, why didn't you tell me? I used to tell you all my worries. You always listened to me. You let me cry on your shoulder when things got hard. You tended to the wounds I got during training when the healers were busy. When I had doubts as to whether or not I could be a great hero, you always encouraged me. I would have done the same for you, you know. If you didn't want to be a hero, I would have helped you somehow. So why didn't you confide in me as well? What? What do you mean your parents disowned you? For what? Because you didn't want to be a hero? That's it? And your school forced you to go through all these seminars about heroism? All because you said that you would rather follow your own dreams? I see. You were worried that I might react the same way if you told me that you didn't want to be a hero. Yeah, you mentioned it, how in this world the people who have powers are always either heroes or villains. There's never any in between. You can't just live. I don't think I even thought about the part of our society. Because I've always wanted to be the hero. You didn't. All along you wanted to chase a different dream. Because you had powers and you weren't allowed to. Still, why did you kill so many heroes? You said that you wanted a world without superpowers. So why kill so many hero teams? The day you reappeared after the explosion at the stadium, you slaughtered the entire Astrum hero team. You must have seen me among the heroes that came to try and stop you. I didn't want to believe it. I wanted to believe that you were still alive, somewhere out there. I wanted to believe that you had survived. But I didn't want you to come back like this. The look in your eyes that day. It was like you weren't there anymore. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. You didn't think you've been there for a while now. What does that mean? If you know your plan is insane, then why do you keep pursuing it? If you know that eventually there will be a team that you can't take on, then why do you keep destroying them? Sending a message. I don't look at the hero news regularly. All I see is news of you, or another team you've destroyed, or another failure on the part of the heroes. What do you mean exactly? The people are losing their hope in heroes because you've been defeating them without using your powers? Do you not care if you die? What's with that expression? Ugh. Hey, why are you grabbing me? You're lying, right? You've already died twice? And you were brought back to life by someone who had those powers? But there were never any reports of you falling in battle, ever. You didn't die when you were a villain. Then when? When? You died while you were still at Martyr Academy? When? During one of the internship missions they sent you on. Weren't you supposed to have a pro hero backing up for those? They should have protected you. They never gave you any backup? That's why you think that you aren't all there? Because you died and you were brought back to life? But you never told me any of this. I would have told you if it happened to me, and if you would have told me, I would have done something about it. I would have yelled at him how insane it is to send a student on a mission solo, and they'd be okay with it just because they had a way to reverse death. Trust in the Hero Association. You're right. I do trust the Hero Association fully. It wouldn't have even crossed my mind that you were being treated badly. I'm sorry. I'm sorry because I wasn't I wasn't there for you. I'm sorry that I couldn't be someone you trust. This plan of yours, if your plan is to kill all the heroes to send a message, to make the people lose hope in us, then why am I still alive? My team, the Elementals, I don't check the news very often, but I think the opinion of us is favourable at least, all things considered. We should have been a huge target for you. You even blew up our base. So why am I alive? Hey. Hey! Oh, walking away again. Great. Don't have an answer for me, huh? You're hoping that I'll come around. But... Hey! They hope that I'll come around. Join them. So they're trying to turn me against the heroes? Still? Damn, my godly Gale told me to practice that. The old geezer's advice ended up saving me one day. My connection is so much worse if I can't see the water. But as long as I'm touching it, I can maintain control. Keeping this ball of water in the back of my throat was tough. Worth it though. This one's complicated, but it's fine. I picked locks with my powers before. Just a little more. It's a little too quiet around here. Did they not post any guards outside my cell? Isn't that a little too lenient? Still injured. If I have to fight them, I'll probably lose. I've seen them fight heroes with powers stronger than mine. Hell, our hero combat instructor even praised them for their talents. Well, I've been relying on my powers. I guess they really are stronger than me. Hell, I pretty much broke down when I heard about everything, and I don't think any of what they told me was a lie. If I think about everything that's happened, in the context of what they told me, a lot of things start to make sense. The way the Ventura Stadium bombing was a hot topic for only 3 days before it was all swept under the rug, the way the Hero Association kept putting off your hero internship even though I kept asking for approval to take you with me on one. The way you always killed hero teams in the public eye so that the Necromancer hero couldn't bring them back. The Necromancer hero, that's right. I've heard whispers of them. I always thought they were an urban legend, bringing people back to life. Who would believe that? Me. I wouldn't have believed you. I looked at some of the heroes you killed, you know. I hate you for killing them. I really do. They had families, you know. People they wanted to protect. People who depended on them. No matter how I look at it, I'll never believe that you were right to kill the heroes. But you kept doing it, because you didn't fear death anymore. You've seen it, felt it more clearly than I hope I will ever. Maybe that's why you just won't die. You don't want to go back. Isn't that right, babe? No, just reminiscing. You deliberately removed the guards from around my confinement room, didn't you? I don't know why you did it, but one way or another you saw this coming. No, I don't think I can beat you. This is what it means to be a hero, doesn't it? To fight villains until your last breath. Maybe you think you know me. We've trained together for years after all, but I've got a few tricks of my own. Got some tricks yourself, I see. Electrified sword. If we weren't fighting against each other, I would say that looks cool as hell. What? What? Holding back. You think I'm holding back? Well, let me tell you something. Does this look like holding back to you? Didn't think I had that much water, huh? Been collecting every bit of it since I saw when I was roaming around this huge base of yours. I win. And you're gonna call your goons, have them charge me while you get away. You don't want them to risk their lives over a personal grudge. What a compassionate leader you are. Kill you? Yeah, that's what I should be doing. That's what I've been trying to do for 5 years. Kill you! And stop your reign of terror. I can't. I can't do it. Why do you have to look at me like that? Why do you have to show me that you're still compassionate by sending all of your goons away? Why did you miss when you could have easily cut my head off 5 times over right then? Why do you have to smile as they put a sword to your neck? Every goddamn time we fight, I always hesitate. I can't help it. 5 years. I still can't forget the time we spent together. I can't kill you. It would feel like I'm killing part of myself. Maybe you feel the same way. Maybe that's why I'm still alive. So tell me, is that just wishful thinking on my part? You don't know how happy hearing you admit it has made me. Your point of view, believe me, I get it. After everything you told me, it'd be hard for me not to. You must have been so angry and scared. I guess Yarrow was the last straw. What? I can't agree with all the lives you take for the sake of your vision. A vision which fundamentally changed society as we know it. Society as we know it, yeah, it's a lot more fucked up than I thought. I wonder how many villains were branded as villains because they just wanted to live their lives. I bet it's too many. Really? Everyone who's working for you is the same way? People with powers who didn't want to be heroes? That makes sense. A world without superpowers. I don't know if I agree with it. It's a concept that I haven't thought about much, but there's a better way to choose that goal. There's a better way to chase that goal. One that won't involve putting your life directly on the line. I'm really about to give out intel like this, huh? There's a villain that the elementals have been tracking down for a while. He's known as Typhoon, the Destroyer. He has a superpower that disrupts other people's superpowers. Recently we got intel that he created a machine that can take away other people's powers. If you really want a world without superpowers, then Typhoon is your best bet. I'm telling you this because I still love you, and I can't just watch you throw yourself into battle without any regard for your life. Now that I know why you did what you did, I can't just let you keep doing it. I can't keep letting you chase that goal with a path that will keep putting you in danger again and again. After all is said and done, I want you to be happy. And if that means changing society's rules, then so be it. I don't know yet. I don't know which side I'm on right now. Heroes and villains, the concept of them is a big question mark in my brain right now. Why were we forced to take a side to begin with? Was there a whole other label that society forgot? But hey, you showed me that you're still in there, so I don't want to fight you anymore. You're hugging me. I almost forgot this sensation. No, even if you think you're dead, you don't feel dead at all. Your arms are warm, strong, alive. Well, no matter what you've gone through, what matters is at the end of the day, you're alive and well. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But after all these years, you're finally back in my arms. And I'm happier than I've ever been. I'm sorry too. I'm sorry for everything. Get Yarrow to heal me? Are you sure? Alright. This cut on my arm is really starting to hurt anyways. Later. Let's figure it all out later. For now, I'm just happy to be with you again.